concise and digestible as possible, because I feel like I've done that at this point. Like,
A lot.
yeah, like the way that went down for me was I was like 27 or 8, and I had never seen The Matrix, and I told someone that, and they were just like in disbelief. And yet I had referenced it many times from clips. Okay, I guess I'll watch it in disbelief. And yet I had referenced it many times. The first time I ever watched it, I saw that. I saw it because luckily I had not ever watched it, right? So I watched it with maybe a different lens the first time than most people. And it was just like jumped out at me. It was super obvious. So anyway, I just did the stream. I had pulled up all the different scenes I remembered that showed things, and just kept going black over and over and over and over. And I'm
So it was a
playing
live
like
stream?
7 second, yeah. And I'm playing like 7 second clips, like clips that have millions of views on YouTube. Like if you look it up, like tons of scenes from The Matrix are on YouTube. You know, they'll be like 1 or 2 minutes long or whatever, and they have millions of views. And then I'm pulling those up and then playing like maybe 10 seconds of it at a time and pausing it and commenting on it, and it just kept black screening my YouTube, and it would just go completely black for like 3-4 minutes. And what it was successfully doing is causing people to leave. The stream started getting pretty big, especially for back then when I had just started streaming. But anyway, so then we sat down. We sat down at one point in EA, and we watched. I think we were there. I think I don't remember. We watched
Oh yeah.
like 2 and 3 or whatever. And I'm like, oh my god, it's even like further, supporting my idea.
Dude, it was like in the first 10 minutes, it just, yeah, you were explaining like, oh my, so Osiris and the story of like Osiris having sex with his mom or whatever. Something I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, like the whole archetype of like Osiris being dismembered, and then his mom like putting him back together, but couldn't find his penis, and then like putting a gold shaft there, whatever, like the phallic symbol.
Well, she had to become a bird, Austin, and then she could put the magical phallus on him to make Iris, because she became a bird. That's to make sense. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's wild.
Didn't she go to Sheol in the story? Or she went to Hades or wherever?
Yeah. There's so much to it. Their place is literally called Zion, and they're waiting in like the center of the earth.
Yeah,
and they're like the Watchers.
And then they're talking about going to war against what amounts to the archangels. I mean, it's crazy, bro. It's like it's so obvious. I feel like
they team up with the Oracle, who's like the female embodiment, right? Of like chaos, right? They talk about the balance.
Wait, when you say
the balance
Zion,
between Oracle. Yeah,
you're talking about the Matrix.
Yeah,
Zion
dude.
in it? Oh yeah.
Yeah, bro. Oh, it's very clearly about the fallen ones, right? Like Morpheus sits down and talks to Neo, which represents mankind, and they referred to him as the One, right? And that's like they've been waiting for the Antichrist, and they've been constantly trying to bring about the Antichrist. Which, if you look into it, that's kind of what the occult have been doing, just constantly hoping that the One, the Antichrist, finally comes. And there are prophecies about him, which is true. So yeah, anyway, they think they're like, oh, he may be the One, and you're the only one that's going to be able to fight the agents, which represent like the archangels, because the agents like appreciate the system and they defend and protect the system, which in the movie is demonized as the Matrix, right? Because and then everyone's plugged in and they don't realize that they're being harvested. And if you view it through the lens of an ideology that demonizes the creator, like we were put here in bondage and limited and without knowledge. Yeah, exactly. And then the fallen ones came.
Yeah, that's the Neoplatonist ideology.
And then
Gnostic.
the fallen ones came and freed us, bro. They told us all the truth and that there was more than the material world, and here are all the secrets. And so that's really the Matrix's main point. I mean, that was like arguably the most popular movie ever. Like they made sure that really got out there, right? And it is referenced by almost everyone daily. You know what I mean? The red pill, the blue pill, the Matrix.
What do you think the Matrix construct represents in that film? Is it
Earth, like physical life in the material world, and made by a creator. And then they're basically saying that's why Morpheus is talking to Neo, and he's like, you were put here with a veil over your eyes. Like there's way more to this place than you think. But once you see it, you can't unsee it, right? And then he's like, have you ever considered that when you're dreaming, it's actually real? Of course, then he messes with the mirror and he like merges into this other dimension. It's the idea of like pulling back the veil of the material world. Similar to like astral projecting or whatever, right? Seeing beyond the veil, the material veil. So yeah, and it's like he clearly denotes. He's like, do you believe in free will? He said, or do you believe in destiny? Is that what he asked him? And he says, no, because I don't like to.
No, do you believe in fate?
Yeah, do you believe in fate? And he says, no, because I don't like feeling like I'm not in charge of my own life. And he said, I know exactly what you mean.
Right.
Well, yeah, because it would be like Satan, right? It would be the one that rebelled against God. He's like, he felt like he wasn't in.
There's so many possibilities. I could tell him right now that I actually think that it's a great thing that he now supports the trans movement. That would be funny as hell. But we'll keep on listening, and I'll get a feel for when to jump in.
So anyway, he sits down with what represents mankind and gives them the sales pitch that we got in the garden. You can be like God. You can see through the veil. You've been tricked. You've been put here with veil pulled over your eyes. And so yeah. Anyway, then he goes into the new realm, right? That's already there, but we just can't see, which is the way it is in real life, right? Like the metaphysical is here, right? Like it's all around us. So anyway, it's just very interesting. And then the part that's super interesting
is right. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
What's super interesting is they're trying to train what would be akin to the Antichrist, the one. They're trying to train him, right, so that he can fight off the agents or the archangels. And then if you zoom all the way into where Morpheus, the angels have captured him, or the agents, and he rubs down his face where he's sweating and he smells it, and he talks about the stench, and the angel would be like the stench of sin, basically, right? And then he goes on to describe how beautiful the Matrix is, the system. Like he's like, it's so beautiful, it's perfect, it was made just for you.
He's even retelling the movie wrong.
Beautiful creation that Yah made for you, but it's just not enough, and you rebel and you don't appreciate it. So yeah, we're kind of, and of course they get the audience to hate the angels, right? And pull for the bad guys who are displayed as like the underdog victims that were just trying to help mankind and were unfairly punished for it.
What about Neo? Neo being reversed, like the one reverse. That's also Antichrist, kind of, in the beginning of the movie, where he takes out the.
They believe all the derp. All the derp. Oh my god. NetTube user says, I've already eaten tonight. Not sure, my stomach is full. Not sure I've got room for another serving of word salad from this flat earther. I get that, but after, give me a couple more minutes with this, and I'll mess with Witcher a little bit, and we'll go to what we came here to, which is watch actually kind of something like this, but involving Witcher and Arwijn. So be patient, Padawans.
And then says, I thought you were a man. And he says, most men do. And her name is literally Trinity, right?
Right.
I mean, dude, it's just wild.
Wild.
It's wild. If you've never watched it, thinking about it, it's actually worth like rewatching, thinking about it, just viewing it through that lens, because you're gonna catch so many things that you normally wouldn't. And then what ends up happening, Neo with the Antichrist, I mean, seemingly the proper interpretation of the man of perdition, the son, or the man of lawlessness, the son of perdition, is the king that was and is to be again, that appeared to suffer a mortal head wound. And if you look at Nimrod, right, the story of Nimrod is he built the Tower of Babel, and he was basically reigning over all the nations, the man of many names, Gilgamesh, Osiris, Nimrod, like half man, half God, or part man, part God. And then one of the texts removed from the scriptures says they decapitated, right? When he was taken out, they cut his head off. So he appeared to suffer a mortal head wound. The idea being he's done for good now because we took his head, right? And he comes back, which is why it was the king that was. The Antichrist is the king that was. And he comes back. He is again. He appeared to suffer a mortal head wound, but he didn't. And anyway, so then if you look at it, Nimrod and Osiris is the same person. So is Gilgamesh. It's like this mighty hunter that's part man, part God, that reigns over the nations and is worshipped.
It's called an archetype. It's not the same. They're not the same person.
Civilizations, mind you, that are hundreds and thousands of miles apart from each other, and with what they told us was going on in history makes no sense whatsoever that they all wrote the same story.
Peter says, I don't think people think about Matrix as often as we think they do. I do not think about it every day. I barely remember some of the lines he's quoting. Yes, but they think it's a documentary. That's why he's kind of trying to make it fit with the Bible. He's obsessed without realizing he's obsessed. Yes, I mean, in his little head, he thinks he's Neo.
Like he supposedly dies, but then once she kisses him, he comes back to life. And this was kind of the whole idea, keeping the lineage of Nimrod going by bringing them back together, blah, blah, blah. And now, if you think about it, what's really kind of crazy is the WikiLeaks emails of Hillary seem to talk about a tomb of Gilgamesh found in 2003. We go to Iraq. Yeah, or in Afghanistan, like we go there like 2 months after that, and then it's known that the museum that has all of these ancient relics is obviously abandoned in a time of war. It's then ransacked by special ops, and we take tons of the relics, and then we return most of them, but they keep all of the ones that have to do with resurrection. And so it's very interesting. It seems like they're trying to resurrect.
They kept
Nimrod.
They kept the relics. Oh my God, no!
Seemingly, you could think this is all fake, think it's real, whatever. There seems to be a pretty crazy, really powerful group of people that have like this weird occultic.
Ooh, I know. It's the Jews. That's what he would say, right?
To bring him back, and that they're going to worship him. They're going to take over the world. And I think I'll stop rambling after this, but I think that's what the Georgia Guidestones were about, was rebuilding Babylon and, like the Tower of Babel. And if you read what the Guidestones say, and I've been there a few times, now obviously it's destroyed, but it's got all the different languages. And in the top, I think it actually is written in Babylonian, but what it says, like on the headstone, but it says that they want to unify the world in a single living language. And what's the story?
Because those people were kind of confined to that place. They thought that those were all the people.
So I'm like, their goal is to get back to where Nimrod first took them.
Grounded extract, whistle blowing massive rails of crushed J pills. It's lovely. If you haven't seen, go to Grounded Extract's YouTube. He does a great impression on Witted. It's freaking hilarious. You know how we praise Jamie for his edits on Arwijn? Well, the imitation of Witted is just masterful. So if you haven't seen it, go do that. And if someone wants to, or you, Grounded Extracts, if you want to share that link, do that. Roger that says for $10 Canadian hearts to my Foundry fam. You got it. Thank you so much. I'm going to try to jump in. I just don't want to give him the excuse of me interrupting his little story. So bear with me just a moment and I'll try.
right? So as Christians, we don't listen or follow that.
Well, we don't do it, but it doesn't mean it's not real, right? The scriptures seem to very explicitly state that stuff like that is real, and that's why the kings also had sorcerers and astrologers.
He said Israel. Gotcha.
If you go get a reading and they'll say that they're talking to your dead ancestors, right? I think that they actually are communicating with spirits. It's just not your dead ancestors. And the way that they would know what your grandma's favorite drink was or whatever is, well, they've been around for way longer than your grandmother, because they're the disembodied spirits of the Nephilim, and they roam around and they're looking for bodies, right? Because they're disembodied. And that's what it says.
Nephilim. Oh my God, this is great.
Can't satiate themselves, and they've been here for thousands and thousands of years. So if they can deceive you by communicating some type of information about your family,
There, dude, save that. Check it afterwards. If you haven't seen it, it's, I don't recommend stuff that isn't worth it.
story's true, and there were these giants that were like partial God, partial little g, or partial little g God and part man, that were worshipped as gods, which is what every civilization claimed, bro. If that was true, and then they died, and because they weren't like part of the natural order, they have no place to go, like not heaven nor hell, right? They just wander here.
According to Witsit, this is great.
And they got all kinds of worship and adoration, etc. So then what do they do now? Beyonce becomes Sasha Fierce, and she sells out entire stadiums with people all worshiping her and adoring her, because it satisfies like their need to be worshipped like they used to be before they were disembodied.
Well, adoring is different, right? So, and you have atheists in the world, right? So they're going, they are going to adore, Beyonce. They're going to look up to her and for inspiration and all these kind of things. Those things are different. And what you talked about with the giants and the Nephilim and all, that's all different. We're talking about us as human beings, right? When we do not astro project, people like regular humans and so on and so forth. That is not in the Bible in any way, shape, or form. But those old things.
I agree. Or then I don't know. Depends, because there are parts where the mages of the pharaohs and some other types of not divine like sorcerers. I mean, the Bible does approve of some magic, or acknowledge at the very least that it's evil, but it exists. Probably influenced by demons or so. It's wild how they know nothing about anything.
Visionary
experiences. Isaiah, all of those prophets. Yes. Remember, God said He spoke through the prophets, right? So the prophets, got a special, right? Jesus was a prophet.
Oh, so now it does
Moses
exist.
was a prophet. So that's what I said. Remember what I said.
You said none of that nonsense exists.
Those olden days. That's what I said. Nowadays, after Jesus Christ, after the new covenant was sealed up, right? With Jesus Christ.
No.
After that, because Jesus tells you the dead knows nothing. So this right now, we're on a march. Right now, before you die, you must confess. You must believe. Because when you die, there's no in between. There's no coming back. There's no
okay, brother, that doesn't.
They are having an internal fight over who's more derpy about Christianity. I love this.
That, first of all, how do you even conceptualize a spirit? Like, it says our spirit goes back to Yah, and then we're given resurrected bodies. So there's obviously a difference in our spirit and our physical body. So to claim that one couldn't leave it
Dan said, well, physicist who can disprove relativity, historian with a security clearance who knows what was taken by special forces, and now esoteric guru who calls OG gods bro.
surgery, and then they come to, they are able to save them and bring them back, and they talk about things that they witnessed that they could not have seen if they were just
Buck, the Jamaican guy is not derpy. I love the accent, but so far I'm not impressed with the what he's saying.
The way up at the ceiling that he could have never seen that had that exact serial number. Or there's another instance where a lady was like, again, was lost during surgery. And then when she came to, she was
It is happening right now on Earth Awakenings.
where they were doing something else, performing another surgery. And then the doctor like dropped the pin and asked for it, couldn't find it. And then one of the people helping, one of the aides, like stepped back and broke the pin. And she somehow knew that happened when she was dead. And so there's like quite a few near-death experiences, which would imply that you can leave your body.
Nobody has corroborated their stories. Nobody. So I want you to point
That's
to where.
not true. What do you mean no one's corroborated their stories?
Nobody.
There was like 15 witnesses in that one story.
No, that absolutely.
15 witnesses.
You're just saying
You know what he's talking about?
Watching these videos and stuff like that.
That's not a video. This is a paper written by a university, dude.
No, there is no university.
No way.
Hey, hold on. Go ahead, post it. Post this university.
Okay, I will, dude.
Go ahead, brother.
I will too.
Don't post the YouTube video. Post the university.
No, there's plenty of studies, dude. Near death.
Yo, you've never read the
Systematic
papers
analysis.
about it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the University of
published in
Virginia
medical
School of
journals.
Medicine. Yeah, near-death experiences. There's all kinds
What
of
about the kids that have? What about the kids that like know about their past lives and go back to where like some 80-year-old guy and talk about war times? Like you've heard those stories, right?
Yeah, my opinion is it's also like where you talk to your ancestors or whatever. Their disembodied spirits are actually telling about their past lives, like other bodies that they had inhabited, and then kind of portraying it through. Now I don't know, it's kind of intense.
Spirits.
Kind of
That's what it's
intense when you
talking
think
about in the
about
Bible.
happening to a
And then they'll
kid.
have like 5 people being like one person reincarnated. Like there's multiple people like, oh, I'm Princess Diana reincarnated. How does that work?
Yeah, those people are off the rock.
Okay.
Hey, Witsit, hello.
Hi, Robert. I'm gonna get
I gotta
this
say,
paper.
don't you think it's super weird that you're just like pretending to know something you haven't researched and you're just saying no, over and over, but you admittedly have never researched it, bro? Like, doesn't that seem a little disingenuous?
How you know I haven't researched it?
Because you just said there were no papers about it.
No university sanctioned paper published about people doing this, brother. None.
Yes, there is, dude. You're just lying.
I have not seen any.
Okay,
I've
I
seen
found
YouTube videos.
Okay, that's different. If you haven't seen them, that's fine, bro. But to claim you know there are no papers would be dishonest, bro. I'm about to post them for you, but just
So
you
there's
just like,
one-
oh, okay, I've never researched it.
You know that even you go.
There's one New York Academy of Sciences by Dr. Sam Pernia of NYU Grossman School of Medicine examined the accumulated evidence on NDEs. And then 2001 study by cardiologist Pim Van Lamel documented and verified NDEs, including a case where a patient accurately described details of his resuscitation that he could not have known through normal means. And then there's other studies on NDEs as well. And it kind of gives similarities between them, like between the different NDEs. And then let's see, Journal of Near-Death Studies examined impacts on NDEs. And then there's a Missouri School of Medicine NDE paper as well. So I'm going to be posting those links for you real quick.
Yeah, man, go post it.
Yeah, I'm posting them right now. I just posted the Missouri Medicine one. So there's 3 papers right there that you claim don't exist.
Yep, no.
Okay,
fraud. All frauds.
It's on the live stream.
Even the American
These are all
Psychological
frauds.
Association.
So you
has
think?
it.
Do you think that the kids are like possessed or something, and the spirits of the evil spirits are speaking through them, saying that they're like talking about their past lives? I'm confused about what you were saying
I don't know.
about
That's
the
what I
past
was trying to
lives.
say. That part's like intense to think. The implication being that I don't know if they somehow communicated in that realm. I don't really know because like I would like to believe that can't happen, but unfortunately, I think it can, right? Because like if you really look into say like what people call narcissism, there's a dissociative break from reality at a very, very young age, and they oftentimes report all kinds of super dark experiences, which is really sad. But like children reporting like beings telling them to like mess with sockets, or like talking to them in their room when it's dark, or like banging their head in the wall. And kids are like 5, and I know someone that had this situation, and like kids are like 5 drawing really crazy demonic pictures of people being stabbed and saying that beings told them to draw it. I don't know if that's real, I guess, but like unfortunately it's possible. And if the parents, like, I don't know, like say Aleister Crowley had like a house where he constantly did satanic rituals and then impregnated a woman that was born there, like would that child be susceptible to dark things? Maybe, right? But yeah, I don't know. That's just my take. I'm not even yeah, I think it says it's appointed to each man one time to die. So I guess that's just my take on it. But I'm not going to claim to know that it's impossible that people had past lives. I don't know. Does anyone that does believe in the Bible in here have any like scriptural take on that?
What I understand, it's the one Yahweh who manifests as everyone that there is, recalling another time in which he manifested as an individual while he's manifesting as a current individual.
Hold on.
Anyone else that can cite a Bible verse or something?
Once you face judgment.
Well, that right there.
Cite me a Bible verse. That is cute.
By Colossians, the 1st chapter, 26 and 27th verse, which says that the mystery which was hid from the generations, so everyone from before the Messiah onwards, through the ages, but is now made manifest or now made known to his sons. So it's something now you can know, not then, is Christ in you, or Yahweh himself manifested right there in you. So if you have a unified spirit that's been within every man since the get-go, then you could see how a trail of memory could be tapped into. It's not so much as a person like new manifestation. It's just the one Yahweh.
You're talking about
that is not what you said. It's
talking about Akashic
Records,
I think.
But Taylor, the links you posted, it says they don't directly endorse the content. That's written on those links.
No, that doesn't matter. Your claim was that there were.
You posted something from Twitter. Again,
that's my look. The only reason I posted my Twitter link is because the active links are on there.
Robert, he posted 3 different studies. Just scroll up to see what he posted.
But it says not endorsed. So
I tried to get in there, but someone spoke over me and they didn't hear me say hello.
I brought up that NDEs have been documented, oftentimes studied and tried to be explained by people that are not believers at all, by atheists, and that even universities that publish papers. You incessantly interjected saying, no, you know for a fact that isn't true. No university's ever written a paper on it. So then I posted 3 different papers. What you've now done is shift the goalpost to they don't endorse it. First of all, you didn't say that. You said that that no papers have ever been written on it at all. And you also said that no one's corroborated it, which I said some of these stories have multiple witnesses. One of them had like 15 different witnesses, right? All the people that were in the room down the hall, all the people that were operating on that girl, et cetera, even the people that came in and helped transfer her over to the other room. And it doesn't say that the experience isn't substantiated, like that there was nothing to it. They're trying to make sense of it, and they're saying like there are different interpretations of how it took place, and we're not necessarily endorsing what they're claiming the mechanism was. We're just trying to figure out the best we can what actually happened. And none of these papers do they say clearly nothing happened and there's no evidence that none of it happened. They're writing the paper because there's overwhelming evidence that something did happen, and they're trying to make sense of it. Like one of the papers I sent to you, they start endorse it. One of the papers
it's not endorsed. It's not endorsed. I'm not saying they're not.
By who? What are you saying? I posted multiple papers. Who didn't endorse what?
I'm not saying there's not information out there. I'm saying it is not substantiated. It's not real. It is not endorsed.
Who didn't endorse what? What are you even talking about?
There's no official documentation of this stuff. No official, nothing.
That's false.
We shouldn't waste any more time with Robert. He's just bad faith. I mean,
Yeah, and it doesn't say that at all. So he's saying that they didn't exist, and then with it,
in the link, it's not endorsed. It's in the link.
he said they did.
You can at
He
least
said they didn't
clarify to me.
exist, and then within 3 minutes, you're going to claim you read that paper. You didn't read any of the papers. You haven't read any of the papers, and you're trying to tell us what they say.
It's not
How goofy
endorsed.
is that?
That's what I'm trying to
You
say.
haven't read it. You haven't even read it.
Nothing official. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys.
Okay, let me
What are
read the
you
abstract of this one
talking
right here.
about,
He's just lying. He's just lying. Near-death experiences occur in 10 to 20% of people who come close to death, and they are similar to mystical experiences occurring in other settings. Okay, the first sentence quite literally endorses the phenomena.
No.
Literally, no. Stop interrupting me and just lying. You didn't even read the papers. It then says their incidents and features are not influenced by prior religious beliefs, although cultural background may affect the interpretation of some of those features. However, NDEs profoundly influence one's subsequent sense of spirituality, leading to increased compassion, altruism, and sense of purpose in life, and to decreased fear of death, competitiveness, and materialistic interests. They do not necessarily lead to an increased involvement in organized religion, but rather tend to foster an internal sense of connection to the divine and to something greater than the self. The mechanism by which NDEs bring about these changes is unclear, but it may be related to their inescapable challenge to the materialistic model of mind-brain identity and the implication that there is a spiritual component to humans that appears, under extreme circumstances, to function independent of the physical body. Literally, it says the exact opposite of what you're saying. Like, I'm going to read you that last part again. Listen to what it's saying. Though the mechanism by which near-death experiences bring about these changes is unclear, but it may be related to their inescapable challenge to the materialistic model of mind-brain identity, and the implication that there is a spiritual component to human that appears under extreme circumstances to function independent of the physical body. So it's saying the mechanism of exactly how it works is not entirely clear, right? And this is probably because of their inescapable challenge to our current materialistic models of the brain. The implication is that there is a spiritual component to humans that appear under extreme circumstances, and they function independent of the physical body.
Robert, what are you talking about? What is he talking about? Somebody didn't endorse something. What is he saying?
He just made it up.
What?
Hey, Witted, can I ask a question?
What was
When are we going to debate, bro?
Debate what?
Whatever you want.
Whatever I want.
Mm-hmm.
Just get hassled over here.
Okay. Who's even talking?
That's a mod from McToon's YouTube.
You know who I am. My name is
I
Max.
literally don't.
Yes, you do.
Okay, why are you talking like that?
Because that's how I talk. It's called an accent, dummy. Keep up.
Yes, sir.
Okay, wait, so I would not debate this dude for anything. This sounds like
What's so funny is like
Max,
why are
you bitch?
Why are you implying that like somehow I know you and I'm scared to debate you?
You do know me. You've been on my channel. Would you like me to turn my camera on?
No, I believe you. Okay, you're the guy that did the after
that
debate
one.
Oh, okay.
Can we hear which guy? I mean, we can't. Sorry, what's it? I didn't hear what you were saying.
Did a cartoon character just join the chat? What's going on?
There used to be this like after debate show.
There
like when I'd
still
be on
is.
NDD.
The show still exists.
I forgot the name of it. What was the name of the show?
That name, that channel is gone, but I do the same thing at another channel. Don't worry about it.
Oh, so it's gone, but it still exists. What was the name of the old one?
The original was Matters Now.
Okay, yeah. So I used to jump on the show sometimes. It would be like a panel of like atheist Globers, like all stroking their ego. But then when I would jump in, they just quickly all run away from their claims.
Are you sure of that?
Yeah. I debated you on that one. Although typically you would let people go one by one in there. right? You also would try to debate me. I debated you along with the whole entire panel, 1v like 10, probably 10 different times. So why are you somehow, how disingenuous to now pretend I'm scared to debate you when in reality I went on your channel and debated 10 people by myself repeatedly.
You
That
said
boy
it
said it's
yourself.
pretty fun, buddy.
You said it yourself, past tense. But would you like me to share a link of something very interesting? Given that you're
Honestly,
so
you're
confident.
not very appealing. Like you're not coming. Like I wouldn't want to debate you if you came at me like that.
Oh, we've debated, Taylor. I've already kicked your butt,
I
so
know we have,
I'm bored of you. So mind your own
The
beeswax.
French supervillain
I'm
just
speaking
entered the
to-
Max,
chat, dude.
Max, what's your worldview? Like, what is your? Can you, if you were to summarize your worldview?
The opposite of your worldview. You just choose,
So-
and I'll
so-
argue for the opposite. I'll be whatever. It's okay.
No,
So
but
is
I'm
it a
actually
square?
asking you
I'm
what
an
is your
atheist.
worldview?
I've challenged you on your views of God
Okay,
many times.
Can I ask you a question about that?
Yes.
Like, you're an atheist. Oh, can you answer this question?
Yeah.
Are you 100%? Are you 100% sure that there is definitively no way that there could be a God?
Yes.
This
Okay,
guy's a
support that.
clown. What a weird
Support
logic person.
Support that claim.
Yeah,
The
dude.
NLM
Can you prove
literally
that
does not
there's
endorse
anything out?
those links from within.
Could I please
No,
give
we
my
can't do
argument?
anything.
Or no?
We can't. Your argument's shit, bro. You need to
Yeah, but
assert how
I
you can
haven't said
guarantee.
it, and
Prove
you're
your
all
guarantee.
running away now. Could I
No,
give
You
my
have a
the point is,
argument,
guarantee.
please?
You don't get to ask any questions.
Oh, but
made a
no, he
guarantee.
asked me a question.
Can we rein
so-
it in a
so
little bit, bro? Can
could
we
I
rein
give
it in
my
a little bit?
Yeah,
argument?
Not
can
all
we
talk at the same
let's
time.
just
This is
chill out.
terrible. This is audio
so
chaos.
bad. Yeah.
Could I
just
give my
relax there,
argument,
Max.
please? I am very relaxed. All
No,
right.
you're
So
not
the
really, but
argument is everything that we see is in the natural world. So why would I have to accept that there's anything outside of the natural world?
okay, it's not about whether or not you would have to accept anything. It's that you need to substantiate the position that you know 100% definitively that there could be no God or is no God.
Where's the drills down and wreck you, bro?
Look, we can go down the carousel of the omnis. We can go down the morality route. You can choose whatever argument you want for your God.
Wait.
I can defeat them all.
You can't even get past step one. You can't even get past step one because the issue here is the same logic you just said, which is if all I see is in the natural world, why would I have to believe something's outside of it?
Yeah.
Okay, how would you know there is nothing outside of it if all you can see is the natural world?
Because even if there was something out there, you would be kind of you're limited to this one. So why would you even care? And you cannot demonstrate that there's something out there.
Your argument has already devolved to if there was, which is conceding the possibility there could be a God, which means you
the logical
debunked yourself.
possibility doesn't mean you win.
No. That means you're not atheist. That means you're not atheist. It means you're agnostic.
No, because I only gave you the if argument. I don't hold that position. I'm showing that even if you are right, even if you're correct. No, that's not how that works. I said that even if you're correct, you're still forbidden from investigating it. So you have no evidence. You don't need to believe in it.
That isn't true, but I could debunk you. I don't know if the room wants to hear it.
No, you can't.
I could obviously. I could though. Okay, so do you adhere to natural? Do you acknowledge that what you just said would be naturalism?
Yes.
Okay, so you're a naturalist?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So then you adhere to natural law.
Natural law? I mean, you don't have to you don't have to adhere to it. You don't really have a say on natural laws.
Cool. Okay, cool. So then you adhere to and acknowledge natural law. Okay, so the question here is, how did all the matter and energy in the universe get here?
It was always here.
It was always here.
Yeah.
Okay. So do you agree the first law of thermodynamics is that matter cannot be created nor destroyed? And so if I ask you, how did it all get here? You're saying, oh, it was just always here. Okay, cool. So now the second law of thermodynamics is that entropy will increase and the amount of usable energy will decrease. So if the amount of usable energy in the universe is decreasing, it has to have a starting point to decrease from.
And the argument?
Do you not get it? Okay, so which means there has to be a beginning.
Yeah, but it could loop in on itself. So
No.
there's
There
no
has to be a
problem with that.
beginning. There has to be a beginning.
Yeah, the Big Bang.
Okay, so if there was a beginning, then it wasn't always here.
Looping in on itself. I already told you.
That's okay. Is there a beginning, or was it always here?
You can have a looping that it expands and collapses in on itself and starts again all over. It doesn't. That's
Was
not
there
a
a
problem.
no? That would first of all that would violate the
I know that
second
you're
law.
stokes. That won't violate
But
anything.
you think I haven't heard
I
this
think it's
before?
important.
Yeah.
What's it? I think it's important though. You have to distinguish that with the laws of thermodynamics, those only apply locally, and we don't know if they apply globally because we don't know if
That
the
isn't
universe
true.
is a closed system. No, of
That
course
isn't
it's
true.
true.
No, that isn't
it's not
true.
known if the universe.
I know that you're
What are you
desperately trying to
talking
white
about?
knight for this guy, but that isn't true.
No,
So
don't.
It is true.
You
Can
can
we,
talk to
hey,
him
Jake,
afterwards.
Okay,
Let me
bring
talk
up
to my friend,
bring up
Witchy.
any.
Jake,
Because
bring
he's
up
been
any-
running
let-
away from
bring up-
me. Now he can't. So
Yeah,
I'd
there you
love
go.
to continue.
how am I
Don't
running
worry.
away from you when someone else is trying to save you?
Oh, I don't know if you
Just
checked
you two,
Twitter,
you
but I've
guys.
been reminding you for the last month and a half that you're super scared to debate me.
Yeah, but this is why I ignore people like you, because I just debunked that I'm super
No,
scared
you
to
didn't
debate
debunk
you. I've done it.
anything.
This is the reason I don't debate people like you is you do stuff like that. You just like talk right through the middle of me.
Yeah, but you said
Okay.
you debunked me. You didn't.
Okay, so is there a beginning or has it always been here?
We've already covered that. I explained
No, you're
it
not
to you. Would
answering
you
it.
like me to
Wait.
explain it again?
Can I
No,
ask
you
you one
just keep
thing really
saying it
quick?
could loop
With
in
the,
on itself.
Yeah.
What's up?
you just said that you kind of debunked yourself with the
No, I
laws of
didn't.
thermodynamics. No, not
Yeah,
you.
that was
Yeah, no.
Because
Thank you. Can I talk
you
to
said that
Witsit,
nothing
please?
can be created. I'm
Can I
talking to
talk to
Witsit.
Witsit, please?
Chill out.
Max,
no, I
stop
know
or I'm
you
gonna
can't go
have
in
to.
reverse even if you had a big bang loop. You wouldn't have entropy go in reverse.
Hold on, guys. Hold on,
Yeah,
hold on.
why not?
That's a very
Why is
important
everyone
point.
acting like this? Did you not hear her talking? Max, why do you think you can come in here and just scream over someone else talking? What makes you
I
think that
want
you
to
can do
talk
that?
to you.
Okay,
the
but
funny
nevertheless,
You should be
They've already
honored and
given that.
humbled.
Oh my
The
goodness.
funny part is I was kind of like backing up what you were saying because he just debunked himself, saying that entropy,
No, I didn't.
that it can't create itself. I'm not saying you must be drunk, bro, because I literally just said Witsit debunked himself, and you're like, no, I'm not. Like you're like belligerent sounding. All I'm saying is that if nothing can be created according to the laws of entropy, then that debunks the creator. And with that, that's what it
no,
sounded like to
okay,
me.
yeah. Well, you should listen to the argument, right? Because I'm actually critiquing naturalism, and it's not entropy that says that. That's the first law of thermodynamics, says matter and energy can't be created nor
Oh, yeah,
destroyed.
sorry, you said
Entropy is the second one.
thermodynamics. You're right. My bad.
But it's all
My bad.
those are both laws of thermodynamics, and you're right. If the first law is correct, then there could be no creator. That's what it says. But
the second law is talking about the transference.
And how is the only way that you can make an argument because of that, because of the logical entailment of that position? How is it that you can only make an argument for God? Is it that you have to commit a special pleading fallacy? I think it's that you have to commit a special pleading fallacy.
Right.
No, actually, I don't have to do. Oh yeah, someone else. Make sure that he gets to make a point to me, and then make sure that you jump in right when he finishes and claim that it was no way it could be rebutted, so you can make another point, and then someone else can make another point.
I have
that
no
way,
idea
Witsit
who
never gets
people
to
are
respond, and then we can pretend that we beat him in the
I'm
debate.
trying to talk to
It's
you.
so
Can you answer
annoying,
the
dude.
question?
No,
Does the logical entailment of what we just gone through is that the only way that you can make a case for a God would be a special pleading fallacy? Go.
No,
Not
I'm
even
going to
talking
go
about
back to
yet,
making.
dude. Go
This
ahead.
is unfair.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
The room
I'm
to
just
the
gonna
rescue. Can we let
I
Witsit
promise
answer, please?
I'm not gonna be patient and let the other person talk and then
That's why I
never
want
be
to
able
debate
to.
you 1v1 so we don't get people interrupting us.
Go ahead, Witsit.
Okay, we're gonna
I'll
go
debate him.
back to the point that you keep claiming you answered, but you
Go.
didn't.
So I'll
So
give you the same answer.
was there a beginning or was it always here?
It's a looping
That is a true dichotomy.
presentation. So you could say there's a beginning for this local presentation, but it just loops in on itself and goes again. Is a loop too hard of a concept for you?
It doesn't even matter if you say that. You're still invoking the beginning. But the problem with that is that if it loops in, you're acting like I don't understand the concept. But the truth is, it's like a third grade concept, and
But
you don't
you're
understand the
running
physical
away.
implications.
Answer the question.
I'm not running away. You don't understand the physical implications of it, which would be that it violates entropy. It would require you to reverse the process of decreasing usable energy. Says the laws of physics.
And but why is it that the universe shrinking is an impossibility according to
It would require reversing entropy.
I'm gonna post a paper right now for you. Okay, it's gonna explain it perfectly.
I
So
love
can you
that
Taylor
substantiate posts
the
papers
claim?
that she doesn't understand. I always love that. It's
Good
super funny.
one, man. Good one. Can
Yeah.
you're making claims you don't understand? Can you substantiate the possibility of reversing entropy?
Yeah, gravity continues
Go
to
ahead.
work, and stuff
Gravity
starts
has gravity.
attracting. Yeah, yeah.
What does that have to do with reversing entropy?
Well, because the universe is expanding and then it starts contracting.
How can you reverse entropy?
It's not complicated. No one's talking about reversing entropy.
This is just dogmatism. You just keep basically reasserting the conclusion. Explain how you can reverse
the fallacy
entropy.
machine gun is not going to serve you here.
The necessary implication is that you can reverse entropy. So substantiate that claim.
I never said that.
It's the necessary implication.
Why? Because you say so?
No, because the laws of physics say so. Do you understand the second law?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, articulate with specificity how you can have a system with entropy.
Is mass contingent on energy? No.
Yeah, all mass and energy adheres to the second law of thermodynamics.
And
Duh.
Right. But
right.
Does gravity expand energy?
Does gravity expand energy?
Yeah. Are you thinking
No,
that,
what?
that
No.
you need
What?
like to put gas for gravity to go? Is that what
Okay,
you're
so
telling
apparently
me?
you're drunk or something, but like
no, I'm not.
No one's talking about gas.
I'm not
no one's
drunk.
talking
I'm
about
asking
gas.
you a question
no
and you're running away.
Would
you like
you're
me to
running
dumb it
away.
down for you?
Dude, if you keep interrupting me, we're gonna have to stop. Okay?
You're going to run away. Got it.
Are the one. No.
Hold on. First of all, please no one else open their mics just because they're gonna do this one-on-one. And then Max, I'll mute and unmute you if we need to, but can you not interrupt, or do I need to mute and unmute so we can go have clean audio?
I mean, if you feel like you need to cover for your boy, then sure.
Nope, it has nothing to do with covering for the boy. It has to do with.
No, I get that.
All right. Well, so we'll do mute and unmute then. Can you handle yourself?
Got it. If you mute
Can you
me,
not
I win.
interrupt? Can you not interrupt?
If
no,
you
it would
mute
be
me,
temporary
I win
mutes.
forever.
It would be temporary mutes because you cannot manage.
Do you do what you got to do?
All right, I'm gonna temporarily. If you need to cover for your boy, I'm gonna temporarily mute you. When Witzit's finished, I'll unmute you. You'll have as long as you need to speak. Then I'm gonna remute you so Witzit can go back. So Witzit can go back to him. Okay? Why don't we actually, Witzit? Can we let him go first since I'm gonna do this?
Sure.
All right, go ahead, Max. You have the mic, and then I'm gonna mute you so he can speak uninterrupted because you cannot manage yourself. So go ahead.
Oh, I can manage myself. It's just everything is too fun. So I already gave my position and I already explained it, and Witzit is going for a loop. But I don't care about the laws of physics. The core of the argument is that you cannot demonstrate God. So why should I believe it?
Okay, I'm just going to temporarily mute you just so he can speak. You'll have your full time right after. Go ahead, Witzit.
All right, so you can't say I don't care about the laws of physics, right? You invoke the philosophy of naturalism, even though that's a oxymoron and paradoxical. So we are using natural law, right? And the second law of thermodynamics says that entropy increases and the amount of usable energy decreases. So in order for the amount of usable energy to decrease, it has to decrease from a starting point, right? And to use Stephen Hawking's quote to explain it, right? It's like, your theory may not match observation, but sometimes observations change, and then we find out the theory was actually right, so that's no big deal. But if your theory goes against the second law, you're in big trouble. While he was quoting Arthur Eddington, and then he explains, there was this huge debate forever about whether or not the universe could be eternal. We now know definitively there had to be a beginning because the second law dictates that, because the amount of usable energy decreasing requires a beginning point, similar to human progression requiring a starting point for humans to progress forward from. So if usable energy is decreasing, it requires a beginning point for it to decrease from, or it would be an infinite regression. So you have to have a beginning.
There is nothing in physics that prevents an infinite regression. That is just you dogmatism coming right up through. But why should I trust your interpretation of the laws of physics when I know that you don't know physics?
Okay, so
and you didn't answer my question, just the FYI.
Okay, so you're not addressing the point, right? Which is that, and it isn't my interpretation of the laws of physics. This isn't even like a scientific. This isn't like a scientific law, right? You understand the difference between scientific law and natural law?
Yeah.
What's the difference?
Natural laws are something we accept as brute facts of the universe.
And
what?
What's the difference between that and a scientific law?
Yeah, scientific law is what you get when you explore a theory to kind of a conclusion or sort of a rule.
Okay, so scientific laws are proposing or putting forward causes, right, of the effect. But natural law is just describing the effect. It's just acknowledging the effect. Like for the second law of thermodynamics, the natural law, like what's the cause of entropy? No one knows. Doesn't matter. That's not what the second law is about. It's just saying this is what always happens every single time, no exceptions. So we need a beginning. So now when we go back to the first question we had, which was how did all the matter and energy get here? If the first law says that matter and energy cannot be created or destroyed, you said it was always here. But now when we look at the second law, we know that can't be true, right? Because there had to be a beginning in order to decrease from. So now we cannot say that it's just always been here. So we're going to have to answer the question a different way. So how did all the matter and energy get here?
Answer the question.
Yeah, do you have an answer? Do you concede?
That's what I asked you. No, you're not going to turn my question back around me.
Okay, I got you. I can answer since you can't. So since we now know that, and so the matter and energy had to be put here or created. So now we have we've violated the first law of thermodynamics, which says it can't be created. So the only way that we can violate the first law, which is a natural law, is to invoke something attributed to a force beyond the laws of nature.
So a special pleading fallacy, got it.
No,
yeah,
it isn't special pleading.
That's exactly what it is.
No, it's a logical necessity based on the proper examination.
It's a fallacy, buddy. Would you like me to explain
based
why?
On the, no, I know what the fallacy is, but that's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying
I
just.
didn't ask you that. I asked you if you want
I'm not
me
just
to explain why.
I'm not just baselessly pleading to something that's an exception to a universal principle.
You are. Because
no, I'm not.
The possibility is also that cause is actually 100% natural, and then you're screwed.
Let's try this again.
You take the special pleading position when there's a natural explanation that we maybe don't know.
Can a 100? Now you're just basically appealing to possibility.
Yeah, because you have. I just gave you two possibilities in one, which to keep up, because it's the possibility that it's something natural that we already know, like our current explanation for it, or it is something natural that we don't know. So those are two more possibilities than we had before.
First of all, if it's something that we know, you'd be able to articulate the explanation. But this is the issue, right?
Yeah, but I don't care about your interpretation of physics.
Hold up, dude. You're just clipping and interrupting again. Could you not do that? Just
it's
like
a game of tennis.
Just yeah, but you're just clipping every time you start speaking. It's like a game of tennis, like hitting the tennis ball back and forth. Just let it go back and forth.
We're talking.
Well, you've clipped him the last 5 times he started speaking.
I can turn my mic down a little bit. Just let me. That's it.
Special pleading is basically claiming an exception to a universal principle. That's not what we're doing here, right? You said there could be a naturalist. Listen, you said there could just be a natural explanation, but there can't be because it violates the first law of thermodynamics, which is a natural law.
Your interpretation.
Wait, well, okay, what's the proper interpretation of the first law of thermodynamics then?
I don't know. I don't care. Because that's not my argument.
Okay.
My argument is that none of you, since the dawn of man, have ever been able to substantiate anything outside the natural world. So I don't care if my argument is flawed or whatever. You haven't proven yours, so I have absolutely no reason to believe there is a God.
I'm showing that there is a logical necessity for one, because to even explain how all the...
I already explained how I don't care about that argument is silly.
Dude,
how? Let me ask you.
It's just a hand wave dismissal, dude.
If I even grant you your argument, how do you get from that to your specific version of God? That is
No,
a
we're
more
not there
interesting
yet.
question.
We're not there. Well, you're
That's a
trying
more
to
interesting
avoid
question.
you're trying to avoid the conclusion
I'm
being
not
said,
trying
and
to
I'm
avoid
gonna still say,
anything. You are
dude,
avoiding
stop
my
that.
questions and have been
We're
all
not
night.
talking. We're not talking about my interpretation of God.
Oh, we are.
We're talking about whether
That's exactly
we're talking
what I
about
want to
whether
talk about.
this actually started by seeing if the claim that there is no God is even possible or viable, and it isn't. And then you claim the philosophy. You claim the philosophy of naturalism. That's a positive claim.
Yeah.
That nothing exists outside of nature. Okay, cool. So we're gonna debunk your positive claim. You're shifting the burden.
You're
right?
going back. You
So
reset just now. We already went down through this, and we are at the point that you say that your interpretation of the laws of physics should trump my argument, and I don't really care about that because there's no
there's
way to
nothing to
move
do with
forward
my
from that.
interpretation.
It
If
is
you're
your
claiming that it's an
interpretation, and it's
improper,
wrong. What was
if you're
the
claiming
result
it's
of the
an
Michelson
improper,
Morley experiment? You're just I can't trust your interpretation of scientific papers. I don't care.
okay, if you're claiming it's an improper interpretation, then you need to articulate what the proper one is and correct it.
I don't care enough about quantum mechanics or that part of physics to make an argument for God. That is not the basis for my argument, dude.
Okay, nothing to do with quantum mechanics, but just so you know, please explain to me how I'm misunderstanding the law that says matter and energy cannot be created nor destroyed, because that seems pretty straightforward to me.
When you say there was a beginning, therefore it was created, that is not the only possibility. So there you appeal to magic, and I reject that. I gave my argument as to why that is incorrect. And then it's a stalemate. So the more interesting thing is, even if I grant you your argument, how do you get from there to your Derp interpretation of Christianity?
No, it's a tactic to be like, oh, well, you're wrong, but let's just skip past it even if I grant it to you, because it's a way to avoid concession, and I'm not gonna do that, right? So we can stick on the topic, and this is the conclusion.
Okay.
This is the conclusion, right? To answer the question, how did all the matter and energy in the universe get here? And then we looked at the first law, which says matter and energy cannot be created nor destroyed. You said, oh, it's always been here. Then we looked at the second law, usable energy is decreasing, requires a beginning point, so it couldn't have always been here. So now we go back to the question, how did it get here? We need it to have been placed here, to have been created. That violates the first law of thermodynamics, which says it can't be created. So the only way that we could do that is to invoke something attributed to a force that is not limited to the laws of nature. That is the literal definition of supernatural.
Fallacy.
No. That's not a special. No, that's the definition of
super. So God of
that
gaps.
isn't what. No.
Yeah.
I'm not even. I haven't even claimed God.
You have.
No, I haven't.
You said something supernatural. That's magic. Whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to put from there, it's all in your head. It's fantasy.
Do you agree that if something's attributed to a force that violates the laws of nature or is beyond the laws of nature, then that would be supernatural?
Do you understand? Yes, that would be supernatural. Do you understand that the entailment is that being outside of the natural world means there is no action that can be taken because there is no time and space?
Just a sec. Dude, someone just tried to talk to me. It has nothing to do with you.
I got you.
Okay.
Repeat
what you said. My mom just said, dude, someone just tried to say something to me. Tried to act like you're not 5.
With your mom?
No, it wasn't in person.
Oh,
dude. So try again. Yeah, I have more than one phone, my guy. Can you repeat what you said?
Love that.
Repeat what you said.
Do you have more than one phone?
You're not
dude,
FPSU,
just repeat
bro.
what you said.
Oh,
you can be yourself.
Sure, you haven't got to God, but you are claiming something outside of the natural world. The problem is that if you follow the logical entailment of that, is that being outside the natural world means you can never take any action because there's no time and no space. So the act of creating cannot happen if you're outside the natural world, unless you call magic.
That's not true, because the actual constructs of time and space are actually dependent upon the natural confinement. But this is a deflection, because you just conceded that if it's attributed to a force that that violates natural law, then it would be by definition supernatural. So the follow-up question is, do you agree that if something creates energy or matter, it violates natural law?
Yeah, we are not going down the circle. I already asked you the question. You didn't answer it. How can
agree?
How can that entity or whatever it is you're going to argue next, how can you create from outside of the thing that takes time to do?
Okay, wait. Before you deflect, I'm happy to answer your questions after you.
Yeah, before I deflect, you deflect.
No, you're
okay.
deflecting.
You haven't
I'm not
answered
deflecting.
one of my questions.
Dude, this is such a stupid tactic. It's like to avoid what I'm saying, bring up a new question.
I'm going to have
and
you
then
answer at least one question.
Dude, this is
whole thing.
dude, you can't debate. Like, you're terrible at it.
Sure, that's why you're losing to a filthy foreigner in not his native language. Can you answer my question?
Incessantly interrupting and scattergunning deflections is not winning a debate.
I'm not scattergunning anything. I'm very poignant to what the question that I'm making. I just want to
Max,
jump
can you wait until the
argument.
person you're speaking to is done speaking before you open your microphone? Could you do that?
Your own business?
Yeah, it's that, or we have to temporarily mute him over and over, which becomes very
which means that I win forever. I'm trying to hold.
You're even interrupting me.
Fire. Yeah.
Dude, it's like if you were playing basketball and somebody had a knife and they just start knifing you, it's not fair.
I'm from Uruguay. You're not knifing me anytime soon, buddy. Keep up.
That's not. I was using it as an analogy.
Yeah, I'm from South America. I don't care.
What a retard.
Deranged.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, and I'll just make the conclusion, right? But it's like, obviously, if he's conceding that you have to invoke something that creates matter and energy, then that you just conceded it, which means that it violates natural law.
Liar.
Which means it violates natural law, and then of course, for something to be attributed to a force that's not limited to natural law, that's by definition supernatural. So the implications of the first and second law combined to answer the question how all the matter and energy get here is that you have to invoke something supernatural, something that's not limited to those laws of nature. So now you need a supernatural blank, okay? And again, the first law is about matter being created. So what's the antecedent to creation, Max?
I never said any of that. You misquoted me. You lied about what I said. None of that is true. I was granting you your argument
recorded.
Temporarily. Yeah, it is recorded. I know it is.
Yeah.
It's being live streamed on my channel. Everyone is laughing.
Do you agree that if something creates
I would like my question
matter
answered.
or energy,
I don't care about your argument. I'm granting it.
So you're just trying to avoid.
No,
so
I'm
you keep saying you're granting
argument.
it.
Yes.
No, that's not how debate works.
Yeah,
you don't get to just avoid
that's exactly
it.
how they work. I can grant you your position and go a level deeper to show you how your position is incorrect. And I just did.
No, because
and
the
you
debate.
can handle it because this is the third time that I'm going to ask the question, and you will not answer it. How can you have a creation event from outside the universe where creation takes time?
Creation takes time is a presupposition built within the confinement of the natural world.
So magic, a special pleading fallacy. How do you demonstrate that any of that's real?
It's not special pleading. I just stated a fact. Articulate why my statement's incorrect.
Because you have to appeal to magic, dude, and you're not honest to say, yes, I have faith that that's what happened. You try to create reality. So in a very hard lesson for you, you're reifying your model, buddy.
I'm not reifying anything. I haven't even made claims. So, I'm acknowledging.
I'm granting you. You're very slow. I'm granting you your argument.
All right, listen, I'm just going to say this, Max. Dude, the mods are going to have to freely temporarily mute you when you interrupt.
I win forever.
You're even interrupting me.
I'll just, if I mute me again, I'll just leave because I win forever. But that was
using but you're doing a tactic that's unfair to the actual discussion by interrupting and using a domination tactic. So it's not fair.
Yeah.
The reason I made that, I said the analogy, if you're playing basketball with someone and one guy just has a knife and starts knifing you, it was an analogy. That's equivalent in a way to what you're doing. You're just clipping, interrupting, and jumping over. So it makes it unfair. So if you're going to get muted, it's going to be temporarily so the other party speak. It's not to shut you down.
Yeah.
It's just to be fair.
Yeah. You need cover for it. It's okay.
That's a deception that you're running. That's not the case. I'm I'm asking for it to be fair. You'll have your full time to speak.
We were
So
both
we're not doing any of
interacting.
that. You're just not playing by any fair balance of engagement.
I set the rules. It doesn't matter if it's fair. It's
So what he's
then
doing is
why
he's
don't
streaming
people
and he's
just
trying
mute
to troll
you?
for he's trying to troll for views, right? Like he just has a stream and he's like catering
and
to
I
kind
get
of
more
like a
views than
bachelor
you.
audience.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
Yes, I
No, you
do.
don't.
Oh my god. You can't
Doesn't
reason
even
with a little
have-
boo-boo.
Even if you
You
did,
can't
what's
reason
the
with a little
matter?
boo-boo, okay? You just can't.
It's all good, right? Like anyway, the conclusion is, and he can't even let his audience hear the conclusion, right? Which is that if you have to invoke something that creates matter or energy that violates the first law, which means it's supernatural, and then I asked him what the antecedent to creation is, and he claims I'm running away, but he can't answer any of the questions. Max, what's the antecedent to creation?
To creation, a creator, but the universe is not
There you go.
created, so who cares?
Well, we just determined that it was
No. We didn't
properly.
determine jack shit. You said you spurred out, but I don't buy your script. I explain why I don't buy your script, and you're spiraling. You won't even answer a question of mine. How can you have a creation event without invoking magic, which is a special pleading fallacy from outside the universe when creation takes time? And you cannot answer that question.
I literally did answer it, and it's just built upon the presupposition of natural confinement, right? Though we just use natural law to show that we cannot even have a viable explanation for the existence of the matter and energy in the universe if we use the first and second law. It has nothing to do with magic. It's just the fact
that's what
of
you're appealing to.
Are you claiming the first and second law of thermodynamics is wrong?
No, I'm claiming, number one, that your interpretation of the laws is incorrect. And number two is that even if I grant you that your Derp interpretation is correct, it doesn't lead you where you say it does.
Which part of my interpretation
there's a paper I gave you on it. It's on how entropy, this same Big Bang infinite loop is literally violating the laws of the second law of thermodynamics and entropy. And this is not his interpretation.
It is.
These are scientists and physicists who actually study it, and I linked you in it. So you can go read it yourself. It's not just his interpretation.
It is.
No, it's not. I just linked you in it.
You link papers that you haven't read and don't understand, Taylor. I don't care. I'm talking to
I literally just told you what it said in the paper that disagrees with you. Yeah. If the universe increases in entropy and disorder with each bounce, the amount of usable energy available decreases each time.
Right.
Yep.
But why would that apply to like the cosmic scale, for example?
That's what they're referencing. It's like a cyclical universe that's infinite.
And why wouldn't it?
You tell me. I asked the question first. You're
the one that claimed
you're
it.
always. Why are you doing a reversal
directly
every time?
addressing that.
Oh, you're asking me why would it apply to the because okay, very simple. Because the cosmic scale is comprised of all of the smaller components, which are all comprised of matter and energy. So the entire cosmos on the cosmic scale is comprised of matter and energy.
Why?
So it would still apply. So the laws that govern matter and energy would still apply to the matter and energy.
Why would
it's so funny how you invoke naturalism, but so many things in your worldview go against naturalism and materialism and what we can see, kind of like the start of life as well.
But why don't you cheerleader
but
in silence, please?
Make it
With
work.
it.
Saying this one magical time, life can just create itself, but never again.
6 times
So
that
funny.
I'm going to ask you the same question. Without appealing to magic, can you explain a mechanism that God could use to create the universe from the outside?
You would have to do the same. You would have to appeal to something magical too. You don't even have a mechanism. And you're working in the natural world. So you have the advantage because y'all are literally working in the material world. You should have explanations materially for the start of the universe and for the start of life, but you have none.
I don't need to have to. I just don't believe your magic story.
Isn't that what you're doing?
No.
Appealing to something we can't see or observe, kind of like the start of the universe.
I'm not appealing to anything. I'm trying to get your position.
Can I make a point?
You can't even replicate it or conceive how it happens. So how are you not?
I don't care, Taylor. That's not the focus.
So
exactly.
So there are several scientific errors that have been made. Conservation of energy only applies on a local scale. in order for conservation of energy to apply, Noetherian theory suggests that there must be some physical symmetry that leads to that. The physical symmetry that is required for conservation of energy is conservation under time translation, which is to say at all points the laws of physics have to be the same. This isn't true of the cosmos. This isn't true of the universe. So the idea of applying a conservation of energy argument to the creation of the universe is in fact scientifically illiterate. And this
Let me
is
read
why
what it says in the paper about it.
I'm still in the middle of speaking, Taylor.
I thought you were
And this is why you will find that cosmologists do not find what you guys are saying persuasive, because it's a simple fact that conservation of energy is something that applies locally. It applies on small scales, but Whitsitt is absolutely incorrect that it applies on a cosmic scale. And I invite him to Google it and get scientific validation for his position.
This dude
So
just
it's actually
claimed.
talking about usable energy, just to make that specific.
This dude just claimed.
Let Whitsitt respond, please. Nobody interrupt. No one interrupted your hot miking. Please, everybody, let everyone finish their full statements. We'd like to leave this open and not have to micromanage muting people. So please just let everyone go one at a time and say their statements. Go ahead, Whitsitt, to respond to that.
This guy just claimed that my position is scientifically illiterate to say that natural law applies to the entire natural world, including the entire universe, and then proceeds to claim that the universe doesn't adhere to the same laws of physics.
But this is what I was trying to tell you, Whitsitt. This is what I was trying to tell you. You can type it into any engine that you like, Grok, ChatGPT, whatever. It will tell you the same thing. The laws of thermodynamics do not necessarily apply to the system as a whole. We don't have good evidence.
Now, feel free to explain how the matter and energy is not governed by natural law that explains matter and energy.
Once the matter and energy exist, fine, then you've got that. But to claim that it can't be brought into existence because of the laws that apply after it's brought into existence is not logically consistent.
Strawman fallacy.
That's not a fallacy, sir. That's just a statement of logic and reason. You don't.
But that was a strawman fallacy.
You don't get. I don't actually. Now you've interrupted me twice while I was in the middle of speaking, and we were just asked not to interrupt people, were we not?
That was a strawman fallacy.
I don't care about. That isn't a strawman fallacy. It is a statement of logic. It is a statement about logic. You can't. So the laws that apply to human consciousnness or to human existence don't apply to semen, right? To say that something applies at one stage in a system's development, therefore it must apply at all stages, is simply not a valid syllogism.
But good thing I didn't make that argument, hence it being a straw man.
We are arguing, you seem to be arguing about the creation of matter and energy, about the beginning of the cosmos, in which case saying the laws that apply to the cosmos as we observe it now must apply to the system as it was at the beginning. That is exactly the argument that you are making, so it is not a straw man.
No, actually, what I actually did was say that because of the second law and the amount of usable energy decreasing, it requires a starting point to decrease from, therefore requires a beginning. We're on the same page so far?
No, we're not, because the entire concept of energy is very poorly defined in a relativistic sense. So you will find if you talk to actual qualified relativists that the concept of energy and conservation of energy is very poorly moored, because it depends very much. For instance, your kinetic energy depends very much on the frame of reference that you are in.
So we would say,
and also another. I'm not finished speaking. Also, the conservation of energy argument is blown away by the concept of dark energy. The fact that there is vacuum energy, but that the universe is expanding, means that as the volume of space is increasing, therefore there is more vacuum energy. By definition, by observation, we can tell that your claim that energy is conserved is false. Your appeal to the fundamental laws of thermodynamics, these apply locally. They are not cosmic laws. They do not apply to the cosmos as a whole.
Okay, by the way, scattergunning reified presuppositions such as dark energy, and then ironically, Max, shut up. You're not going to save him. And then ironically invoking dark energy and claiming you observed it when it's literally called dark because you can't is pretty funny, but also non sequitur and irrelevant and a red herring fallacy. Then vaguely appealing to the authority of quote unquote relativistic experts is hilarious. That doesn't make your argument true. And I guess you would say Stephen Hawking isn't an expert in relativity and didn't understand the basics of the cosmos, seeing as how he made this very same point. Okay, but it doesn't matter what you claim authorities actually claim. It's about addressing the point, which is that matter and energy adhere to the first and second law. Your argument can be summarized.
No, they don't.
No, your energy. Yeah, exactly. Your argument can be summarized as no. The second law of thermodynamics is wrong.
The second law of thermodynamics, the laws of thermodynamics only apply to systems in which there is matter. They don't apply on a cosmic scale.
There's not matter on the cosmic scale?
And you're interrupting me one sentence into my response. So great discipline for you. How about you mute him?
Dude.
How about you mute him while I'll give my response and he can shut up while I'm doing it. So the central element is we observe that the universe is expanding. We observe that there is vacuum energy in space. These two observations show that energy is not being conserved. Energy is being introduced into this system of the cosmos. Now, this is he has also conflated his understanding of the arguments that Hawking made with what Hawking said. These are two distinct things. He claims authority because he has some quote he thinks he understands from Hawking, except that objectively he has no evidence supporting the fact that he can correctly interpret.
One moment. Yeah, sorry, there. Yes, my mistake. I'm sorry. I needed to get to something. We'll come back in just a sec.
Douche from outside the system doesn't become true just because you say it, nor does your interpretation of dark energy become true just because you say it. So let's start with the first one. You just claimed that I misunderstood what Stephen Hawking was actually saying, and he didn't say what I said. So feel free to enlighten the room. What was he really saying then?
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, you are claiming to have correctly understood Stephen Hawking. Please provide evidence for your claim.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I'll pull up the quote from Stephen Hawking. And so now you're admitting that when you claimed that I was misunderstanding him, that you just made that up.
No, what I said was that there is no evidence whatsoever that you are capable of correctly understanding what Hawking says.
No, that's not all you said.
Has your interpretation of what Hawking said been supported by subject matter experts?
Yeah, of course. And he is a subject matter expert. And, you know, I don't appeal to
yes,
authority of people, but you do.
spoke to him
So
and he
now,
validated your
but you can
interpretation.
interrupt me, right? So now we're going to read his quote, and it's going to be kind of embarrassing for you, but you'll be okay. Here's the quote that you claim that I misunderstood, and that he doesn't say there was a beginning of the universe, and that he doesn't say that's because of the second law of thermodynamics. Well, we'll see. Okay. It says, quote, this argument about whether or not the universe had a beginning persisted into the 19th and 20th centuries. It was conducted mainly on the basis of theology and philosophy with little consideration of observational evidence. This may have been reasonable given the notoriously unreliable character of cosmological observations until fairly recently. The cosmologist Sir Arthur Eddington once said, quote, don't worry if your theory doesn't agree with the observations, because they're probably wrong. But if your theory disagrees with the second law of thermodynamics, it is in bad trouble. In fact, the theory that the universe has existed forever is in serious difficulty with the second law of thermodynamics. The second law states that disorder always increases with time. Like the argument about human progress, it indicates that there must have been a beginning. And that is Stephen Hawking in The Beginning of Time.
That's that, and as I expected, that is a complete misinterpretation of what he was saying. So, so clearly, Hawking is describing his boundaryless cosmos theory in the universe of time, which is a theory about how the universe doesn't need to have a beginning, right? That there is no boundary point between when the universe, this is what boundaryless means in a mathematical sense. The boundary of a space is a point that is arbitrarily close to points inside the set and arbitrarily close to points outside the set. If a space includes its boundary, it is said to be closed. If it doesn't include its boundary, it is said to be open.
I didn't want to go down this route. That part is kind of boring. I wanted to get down to him defending his actual position. Tori Hanzo for 100 sex, which is a lot of sex. We need more of Max. Thank you so much. Given that this got out of the wheelhouse of what I wanted to talk about, I think we can
More
actually...
thermodynamics. And...
sorry. All right, let me get out of that call. Okay. That was fun, wasn't it? I managed to hold him, like he ran away so hard. But we had something else planned, and I realized that Toon is starting at 10. So we're cool. We are freaking cool. That was so much amazingness. I finally got him to run away. So this is a recording that RBB, Run Boston Bear, with its biggest fan ever, did on Earth Awakenings, and it's 9 hours, but at the beginning it had something very interesting. Do you think that was good? Yes, because it's funny as hell to see him try to make an argument for God from science that he doesn't understand. So yeah, that was fun. That was funny. What's the problem? And how he doesn't understand or he gets very confounded when I grant him his argument for a second and he can deal with that. That is also pretty funny. And of course, out-bullying Witsit funny 3 times. So yeah, that was good. That was that was a lot of fun. And he was literally losing the debate, bro. Had to have some people try to white knight for him and so on. I know I don't understand the science. Yeah, the cyclical universe. I wasn't making the argument. I just said that he was asserting his position as if it was the only valid logical thing that exists. So I just gave him two possibilities that didn't include his to show how him just asserting his argument doesn't work. I don't know what's weird about that.
Yeah, since when this room gets so dead at times? Where's everybody at? What does everybody do when they're not in here?
Why aren't
Austin,
you
what's up, brother?
telling me? I asked you.
What up,
Hey,
bro?
Dude, that's what I ask people all the time. Like, what are you doing with your life if you're not in here? Like, really?
Well, like the people that are usually in here, I mean, assuming they're like on Discord somewhere else, right? But yeah, I just always come here. Dude, have you guys heard of the issue with the whole ordeal going on with Shiva? The Shiva guy?
I was going to ask about that.
Went up.
Yeah, we've heard that one. Eric E. Master of Flyers, do you still have the paper Taylor was giving you about the cyclical universes losing energy? Hold on, I can get that. Give me 1 second. Boom, 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 boom. I love that Taylor shares papers that she hasn't read and definitely doesn't understand. Give me 1 moment. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Anytime now, any second. Someone share the Someone share the link. Where is this? Freaking Taylor. Someone said that I had to debate, bro, that this isn't an FTFE special. Oh, look at that. Cute. I should save that, right? This is kind of like an honor badge. Save image. Max made Flurf Cry. Let me play you something while we are waiting, because I can't keep you in the dark.
I was going to bring it up yesterday, but you guys were pretty in-depth combo about the Bible. But I was going to ask you, because I read all your replies on Shiva's accusations, man, his unfounded accusations.
This guy's like got to be a narcissist, right? I mean, so like really only.
That's twice today that Witchy talks about narcissists. Eric here. It's not even a paper. It's just an article in Scientific American. So it's even worse. But I've kind of learned not to pay attention to Taylor. You know what? Given that we've had so much fun, if anyone wants to hop on, you can hop on. Wait. Let me pin that. Boom, there. Done. Thank you, says Eric E. You are welcome. Ooh, we gotta have a Dano. Hello. It's a little bit of a feedback.
Yeah, sorry, it's that damn mic that just jumps up on the gain all the time.
How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How about yourself?
Double times wonderful.
I just thought this might be something worthwhile since I know a little bit about this stream and what they're talking about in the first 25, 30 seconds.
Uh-huh.
Well, don't wait for me. Go ahead and play it and let's get his point of view first.
We'll play. Okay, sorry. I thought you were going to lay it out, but yes.
Only a narcissist would do that. Like, expect to just be able to blatantly gaslight everyone while they can read the literal. It's really weird, but yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, and then he's obviously spiraling about it because he just posted on his YouTube, I guess, yesterday, on the community portion, like a screenshot saying, which it received, got DM'd the details within 48 hours. And he intentionally doesn't show where I reached out to him because it was 4 days later in DMs and 5 days later in email. But anyway, it's just all weird because, Shiva didn't reach out to me about this. So he's
Oh, we have a Facazzo situation. I wasn't formally invited. The plot thickens.
acting like I asked all the big flat earthers if they would do it, and they're all scared. He didn't ask me anything. I reached out to him once I saw it, and a lot of people were asking me about it. So I reached out to him and said, "Yo, count me in." Once I saw his post, and he had like, "All right, cool, you're on the panel." So I'm like, "All right, cool," because I know obviously a bunch of contingents would be like, "Look, they're not actually doing science, and they're going to use mathematical models and presuppositions, and it's not actually going to be a scientific method. It's a trap."
So
Which is the non-scientist, 1 second, is going to tell MIT people that they're not doing science. Love that.
So the funny thing about this is that Shiva had no idea that there was multiple tribes of flat earthers.
Right.
So remember, he originally talked to Mr. Potato Head. And when he talked to Mr. Potato Head, he assumed he was one of the most prevalent flat earthers. So when he was talking about this and talking about the getting together, sitting down some people from both sides, coming up with one experiment that they can all do, they can all agree upon the whole methodology and what the results say and everything else, he was talking to Mr. Potato Head. Then he realizes that there's multiple tribes.
That they don't work with each other. Yes.
Right. So he reached out to multiple tribes. So I guess Witsit's a little offended that he had to reach out to him personally instead of getting a formal invite. I'm not sure what's going on there, but generally speaking, he put out an open invite for people.
Right.
Witsit did say that he wanted to be in it, and then he goes into some of the reasoning going on and stuff like that. But basically, within 48 hours, he got the information. It was, it said, here's the deadline. The deadline is like in 4 days because he wanted to kind of finalize the panel. So he started getting some information together. They wanted things like headshot, bio, name, location, your social media handle, stuff like that.
Right.
So Witsit didn't get around to getting to it because he was at a funeral and had to drive 6 hours for a funeral in the family. And then he had to spend 11 hours driving somewhere else and then something else and then something else. And it's like, okay, well.
And, being the humblest takes a lot of time.
Well, but how many times was he on Discord during that time? How many times was he on X during that time and checking his notifications? How many times was he on this, on other checking his email?
Well, here, I don't know if he's on the whole time, but Ram Boston Bear, who is Witsit's biggest fan, wouldn't post 9 hours and 50 minutes of video if Witsit wasn't in all of it. So that's 10 hours straight on Discord, I guess. A good estimate, I think.
So I can show you what the email actually says from Shiva if you like.
Yeah, I don't have a problem if it's okay that we share that. I mean, he does say that he will share it on the video. I didn't.
Yeah, I mean, it's
far.
So let me just kind of rephrase this. It says the things that he's talking about specifically is the process. So on November 8th, we will follow this process to mutually and collaboratively, 1, articulate a hypothesis for each team into a proposed mathematical model for each hypothesis, e.g. flat, spherical, under the same conditions. 2, agree upon a common source of data collection. 3, define the analysis methodology to compare reality with model and to calculate error. 4, draw conclusions.
Right.
That's
the
it.
problem is
So it's defining model.
I think I identified what's happening here. Witsit thinks that Shiva is just organizing a debate between him. Witsit didn't understand the part that it's an experiment. Witty keeps talking about it like it was a debate. He thinks that he's going to debate someone from MIT and run his script, right? That's the vibe that I'm getting from Witty through all of this.
Well,
let's
just go a little further, because you'll start seeing his mentality about Shiva and relativity, and how it'd be career suicide to have them.
That's why it's all conspiracy and delusions of grandeur. So let's keep it going.
But yeah, I know, that's why I want to go on there. It's the whole thing. They're gonna get cooked. But I think he knows that, right? Maybe maybe he just doesn't want me on there for that reason, and it's probably not more complicated than that, to be honest.
Well, I think that Shiva, I've known Shiva for years now, and he was actually really interesting, politically alternative, had good ideas, and he was actually really cool with flat earthers and all that in the chat, even bringing it up. You would be like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're doing your own thing and you're fighting for truth.
Oh, I said it the other day. Arwijn is my spirit animal. Just FYI.
How's it going, Max?
Hello, Specs. Steel City asks, how did I get this recording? It's on Run Boston Bears channel. He recorded, I don't know if the YouTube live stream or what, but he kind of recorded the whole thing and then posted it. Because he's Witz's biggest fan.
I caught a bit of that debate between you and the discussion or exchange between you and Witz, where the fallacy machine just heard off a bunch of fallacies. It was amazing.
Ah, yes.
I caught a bit of that. That was good.
Yeah. I kind of laughed about that, but I didn't want to go on the route of I wanted to press him on his beliefs, and he was trying to weasel out, but I didn't want to let him. But
I love how he brings up physics, and then you said to him, "Oh, you don't understand physics."
Yeah, I didn't want to talk about that
because he can't understand physics until he actually proves what the results of the Nicholson-Morley paper were. Until he can correctly explain those, he doesn't get to talk about physics.
As you see it, he was really intellectually neutral in a very good way. But I think something happened in the last few years where he basically got a hint, if you do not shame flat earthers, you will not get traction. You will not be able to use internet to get big or something. Because
no. I love how Arwijn is completely delusional. All the content in the world depends on flat earthers. Oh, God bless his holes.
Yeah, I guess recently he changed his position towards flat earthers because he was very amicable towards us.
What's up, Billy? Hello.
Hello.
Hey guys, what's up?
How you doing? I caught Witz.
Pretty good.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I came at the tail end and then Tony's still giving him the beatdown right now. Yeah.
Yeah, but it changed topic, so I don't know. I really wanted to review this. So Roger says Arwijn thinks I'm CIA.
Even just a few years ago. So something must have changed. Very disappointing.
So I didn't know any of this, right? But I saw today that Mindshock had done a clip.
Witty, what just Mindshock?
Oh, great. Mindshock's the one who believes in giants, right?
No, Mindshock.
He believes in everything.
He believes all, but all he can do is, Witty, just accuse fallacies incorrectly. And also he uses a voice changer, sounds like a chipmunk. I can't watch him.
Yeah.
Covering from the stream he did when he covered Dave Weissingham talking, Shiva talking. So I put together now that's where this all started. Nobody answered your question. That's where even his sentiment started. So he's talking to Dave. Obviously, when someone comes very pretentiously and arrogantly to go make fun of a flat earth.
Pretentiously and arrogantly. And also he talked about narcissism twice today.
Oh yeah, that was my favorite
When I
part.
was with him, and in this video, before I jumped in, he was talking all about how he knew how the narcissist behaves. I wonder why. How do you know that?
And then they don't realize what they're in for. They're in over their head. They get embarrassed, and now you've brought in this whole like he's got to vindicate himself thing. So that's what happened, right? Because he offers this idea. Well, we'll get a panel, and you'll get your best flat earthers or whatever. And you can tell even the
best flat
earthers. See, that's why I told you he thinks it's a debate because it's not a panel. It's like, okay, let's get together, design an experiment. He wants to make it a debate because he thinks he can win. But like he's so out of his league, bro. So out
He
of
thinks no one on the globe side knows how to do science. Like we don't know how to apply the scientific method because we don't have an independent variable, we don't have a direct variable, we don't have all these other variables, right? But Shiva's a fan of the Feynman method.
Yeah.
And he actually plays in Shiva's thing where he talks about flat earthers and the scientific method. He put out a video on it. He actually plays Feynman's video from YouTube at the end of it, where he says, we make a guess. Don't laugh. That's, it's an observation or a guess. Then we compute the consequences. Same thing that Toon has used. Same thing that a lot of people have used because it's a very descript method that lays it out very easily to understand.
Yeah. But Witsit thinks that he can just word salad his way through a debate with people from MIT because he's the humblest. So that's what a humble person does, right?
Yeah, I could destroy Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It would be career-ending.
No, that part's coming up about Shiva and relativity.
Little clips. I have not watched the debate, but he's like clearly condescending, and he's just kind of masking it. So anyway, I think that's where it started, and then this big embarrassing moment for him is when he says, David's showing us some high altitude footage where there's the sun is creating a localized hotspot, showing that the sun's local, and he interrupts Dave and he's like, "Oh, let's back up. Let's go to base principle."
Because like he was too nice to tell Dave you're fucking lying, because that's a subsolar point. It's not a hotspot. Well, that's where the Earth kind of is directly lined up to the sun.
Well, and the part of it is too that the reason why he told Dave to stop is because Dave was trying to use, the Pythagorean theorem of drop over run, right? As as a way to do to measure curvature. Like, and Shiva was asking, he goes, "Look, I can graph this. Tell me what the equation is. We'll put it into a graph." And Dave was like, "Well, you use the Pythagorean theorem and you use this and this and this," and it's like Dave doesn't understand how to graph. So that's why Shiva kept trying to go back to this. Like, explain this to me. You're using the Pythagorean theorem on a triangle, and he's not using like drop over run. He's like trying to explain it in potato language, and it gets all mashed up. And somewhere along the way, we get French fries to where Shiva finally understands.
Right.
Yeah. Don't forget, Dave Weiss's model is the KFC bowl, so that's his
a KFC bucket. Yes, I still haven't gone to KFC, but I need to go to KFC to try it.
Do the scientific method. Yeah, and then he was wrong about the scientific method. So I think that's why he wants to create this panel and focus it on the scientific method, because he's trying to save face and I think he's going to teach everyone else or whatever. So I think that's where it went south. I don't know. But then I saw, this is what's so funny about the whole thing. I reached out to him and said, "Yo, count me in." And then he said, "Okay, sounds good." Asked for my email. And then I saw someone send me a screenshot the next day, which was where they were saying, "I challenge you to talk to Witsit about relativity and heliocentrism." And he said, "Tell him to DM me. Sounds good." So I'm like, okay. So I sent him that screenshot. I said, "Yo, someone just sent me this. I'd love to have a conversation as well." And he said, "Okay, cool. Sounds good. I'll be in touch." So he ostensibly agreed with me being on the panel and to doing a stream where we were going to discuss like heliocentrism and relativity, which to me was like mind blowing. There's no way that guy will ever get on a stream with me and talk about relativity and heliocentrism. There's just no way.
The humblest test ever that has ever humbled in the world, including Jesus.
Right,
Which
because
is
Witt's whole
moral.
argument against relativity is that it was debunked, air quotes, debunked in 1933 by so-and-so, 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 and then that's it. Not like it's been tested over and over and over and over and over again. Never.
It's the, but let's not forget that Whitsitt also doesn't believe in atoms and think nuclear bombs aren't real, which is hilarious because my dad studied nuclear physics.
Yeah, and because we use nuclear imaging to take pictures of the inside of people.
Yeah.
In quantum, and you have quantum physics and nuclear physics, like that came out and were specifically because of relativity.
Right.
Like they weren't a thing before relativity.
Real Sickness says he destroys PhDs regularly. He does. He does.
You get cooked. So
yeah, especially if you watch.
Sorry, go ahead.
I remember with he was actually debating a PhD, and which it's like, but dude, you gotta show me more respect. We're having an intellectual discussion here, and Tony just yells back, "No, I'm talking to someone who's delusional."
Yeah, he destroys PhDs, bros.
Yeah, that's mind shocks break down on him. He won't ever do he won't ever do one of those again.
Yeah, because that topic is like, dude, it's like an academic's worst nightmare. They're way better off trying to.
Oh boy! With a Freddy Krueger glove with knives. Like, yeah, I'm the academic's worst nightmare. Oh boy.
Do like talk about flat Earth because they can just kind of, although it'll be fallacious, they can kind of confidently use a bunch of these reified models. They can bring up the sun and Antarctica. It's a much safer bet.
Please tell us about Antarctica. Could you please tell us about Antarctica? I'd love to know more.
Yeah. Is it true that there's a 24-hour sun in Antarctica that is not predicted by a flat Earth?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to talk to him about Antarctica and the sun. I'd love to have that conversation.
Maybe you can find him on Earth Awakenings again.
To go with flat Earth publicly, but dude, if one of these academics sit down with me and people that have really researched it and talk about relativity, talk about the cosmological crisis and all that stuff and like how debunked relativity,
all that stuff, how debunked relativity is,
which it just didn't do.
Dude, that's gonna be so bad for them. It's like career ending bad, like they will never be able to recuperate.
No.
Oh my God.
Career ending, dude. That's oh gee, he can take down PhDs. He can topple Supreme Court judges because he's legally adept as fuck. Bro, yeah. No, with humility, very humbly, topple the very fabric of our modern society because he's with it, bro. Well,
160 IQ.
Yeah.
It's just irredeemable. Yeah.
Yeah, but
so I don't know.
They're supposed to have those conversations as intellectuals based on the premise that they've already won as atheists and cosmologists, right? That they were right. And then there's all these mathematical issues, aren't there? Yeah. It's like, it's so strange that
Are we talking about there's all these mathematical issues that he doesn't understand? How do you know? Explain one to me that it's not like, oh yeah, you have this concept of dark matter.
I mean, this is amazing.
Arwijn and Witt, what a match. A match truly made in heaven.
Astrophysicists can't really figure these things out. If you then literally have a flat earther that comes in there and then points out exactly why it didn't work, yeah, then it all completely explodes. So those types of atheist-like cosmologist conversation from a heliocentric perspective, they can't indulge an actual critic in that because it's supposed to be bragging from a winning position and being intellectual about it.
That is
And
Arwijn
the implications of heliocentrism being wrong is that there is intelligent design, right? So they
Oh my God, no, it's not. But that was Arwijn just like choking the mic, just like swallowing the mic. Well, the mic is with its goose or duck, actually. That just like
lose everything there. This is why I started shifting towards prioritizing the emotion part of the conversation. And of course, you have like all the haters saying it's because I'm running away from FE or I was preparing that we were going to see the 24-hour sun running away from. But that has nothing to do with.
accusations that are confessions as usual, right? Yeah. So we get confirmation from Witsit that he's pivoting from flat Earth. That's what I understood. I don't know. Maybe my interpretation is wrong. Guess we'll have to see. Imploding with love that.
I've been saying for years, I think that we should prioritize the motion because, for one, the very shape claim actually requires them claim that we're spinning. Literally, they claim the causal mechanism of the Earth being a sphere is that the Earth is spinning.
Yeah, because we can measure spin. We can measure. You see icy spin there over there. We can measure icy spin. Or can we not? Hello?
We can just measure it. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
Can you hear
we
me?
can just measure it.
All right,
Yes.
cool.
Yeah, it's loud and clear now. Loud and clear.
Yeah. I'll pick up. I'm just jumping in and muting the other stream, so it kind of threw me off.
You got it. Arwijn and with what a train.
Match made in heaven.
Yeah,
I mean, this is some hot fluff on fluff action, but not the usual type we were.
Not the usual kind. This is the circle jerky kind, and it's lovely.
Yeah.
And it coalesces into a sphere. That's like you literally need that if you believe in the mainstream model.
It came together like a whirlwind, and then it eventually turned into a spinning ball.
like a
That's the
wrecking
idea.
ball.
But this,
He's. I don't know if he's just wrong or if he's oversimplifying too much. I can't tell. I don't know if he's just completely wrong. I mean, I kind of know how it works. I don't know if that's like a gross oversimplification or if we can just call that wrong.
Yeah, I mean, it's a.
Can you guys weigh in as to which one it is?
So like Feynman says that to have expertise is being able to explain something in simplest terms, right?
Yeah.
So but there's a problem with that because if you explain things in simplest terms, like to a 5-year-old, you now have made it too simplistic, and you've lost things like nuance, context, and things like that. But if you can explain to someone, say, I don't know, a high school physics student, or someone who's in high school, then I think you can say that you have expertise enough and know a subject enough to be able to explain it. Like I cannot explain how radio and radar works to someone who's 5 years old. I mean, that's dumb. But I can explain to somebody who's in high school and have them understand it.
Right.
I think you could break down each individual concept to simpler terms. Obviously, the more variables that are included, the more things that you build on top of one another. Right. Again, making assumptions from previous things like learning addition, learning subtraction, learning multiplication. Eventually, you get into algebra and so on and so forth. But you take the knowledge that you assume is true from previous courses, etc. And I think it's just like anything else. But again, doing that entire thing in an hour and a half segment and trying to engage someone on a topic that they don't know is that's a tall order, and I don't think that's really ever something that anyone expects to really accomplish.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be like I don't think you can explain relativity. Fuck, I'm having a stroke. Relativity simply because it's just so complex. It's so different to what we know in the real world. It's to what we simply know. It's like,
and because he's a dumbass. That is very
like,
important.
well, because like I heard someone say about like with Einstein that like his like E equals mc squared, even if like he wasn't alive, we'd know about that maybe 5-10 years later. But like his special relativity is just so unique that we might not even know about. The general relativity is so unique that we might not know about it. Like the E equals mc squared, we'll probably know by now, even if Einstein never existed. But like his other theory is just so different that we might not even know about it. Or this would take maybe 50, 60 years until we come up with it if Einstein wasn't there.
I mean, no,
Like that's how.
The thing is that Witcher thinks he understands all of this, but he
But
doesn't.
anyone can
And
feel free to disagree with me if you
have,
don't mind.
we just have Arwyn cheerleading for him. Like today,
Yeah.
It was Taylor, but
Yeah,
for example, Einstein.
So, and it's funny because actually this is the video I'm actually editing right now. I'm trying to finish up.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I jumped.
No. Well, it brings up a valid point. I mean, because one of the parts of the video that I talk about is about Newton and the fact that Newton had problems with the orbit of Mercury, had problems with the speed of light, had problems with, black radiation. Like all these things didn't add up, which created, like if Newton's mechanics were the foundation, we have all these outliers that start adding up and now creates cracks in that foundation. And from those cracks in that foundation, we realize that paradigm that we're in isn't working. So we burn it down, start a new one, and that's how you get a paradigm shift.
Right.
Yeah.
Let me welcome my bro CK to the stage. Hello.
What's up, bro?
Oh.
Hello.
So I came across this today. Bro. I came across this today. Do you think that Witcher understands what any of this is? No.
Oh no, he does. He's a mathematical genius who can pass tests without writing down the answers or working out.
I gotta say that the drawing of Einstein is fantastic. I don't even give a shit about the math.
That is pretty good. That is pretty good. But I mean,
that looks like it looks like a drawing we had of Einstein for a scuba dive shop that I worked at.
Yeah,
as a dive
it's like
master.
a caricature at Disney when they tell you to sit down like in front of the rides.
Big head, little body.
If you told me that was Newton, I would have believed you.
It looks pretty. Cool.
It looks almost like Newton as well. Like how Newton had the long hair.
But I mean, we all know what happens when you ask Witsit for the math, right?
Oh shit! Here we go.
We all know what's coming. This is what happens when you ask Witsit for the math.
You could pass the test and not have answers down. So why don't you tell me, how would you integrate this? What would be the problem to integrate this?
No, dude, Ryan, is intent.
Oh my god!
I was trying.
He's misunderstood.
During the debate, when I just got on.
Sorry,
and
I have to make this point.
When I just got on and Witsit was speaking, I didn't have share my screen permits, but I was pulling up this, and I actually did tag him on it, and I think it's very relevant to the topic ahead right now.
Yeah.
So give me just one moment. There we go. Let me make this full screen.
Just quickly, like I said this before that clip, he can't integrate a number. Like A is just a number, so it'd just be AX plus C. Like, what's going on? Like that should, or AM plus C, I think is what.
Oh yeah, this one.
I messed up the share. 1 second. Entire screen that.
Here for you guys, we're taking away satellites. We're taking away celestial navigation.
Yeah.
We're taking away claimed Euclidean visual scope.
Look at Mark Reed.
And that's going to be rough for you guys. I mean, there's literally no rebuttal to any of them. Like, these things don't work on flat Earth. Proven that they do now.
I wish we could get Mark Reed on the show again. I love him.
Yeah, he's cool. He usually streams at the same time we do, so we kind of clash a lot. But I've been on his stream, and when we have after shows, he usually comes around.
Yeah,
we just coincide the stream times.
Yeah. He's from where I live, so you don't get Mark Reed, you get me. I'm also from Australia.
Bex, I think you were going to make a point, right? After Max spoke?
I'll make the point. Yeah, I was just pointing out how badly Whitsitt fucked up the integral because it was it's A, which is just standing for 9.8. So to integrate that, it will just be AM or AV plus C. Can he not write V plus C? Fuck. Wow.
Tough.
Like, because I need to make this point every time that comes up that it was just one of the simplest integrals I've ever done. It's just integrate a number just with X plus C. So I have to make that point every time because it's not like he was asked to integrate, like a integration by parts or something that I couldn't do on the fly because I haven't done maths in 2 years. It was literally a number. Like even I can remember how to do that. Now I haven't integrated in 2 years.
Well, but with his 160 IQ, his IQ is so high that it overflows and he forgets stuff. That's how that works.
Yeah.
It loops back around.
Speaking of it, is of course because of the select.
Sorry, CK, go
No,
ahead.
I was just gonna say you are victorious, and Mark Reed is going live in 2 minutes. So
you see,
I told you.
Yeah, just to confirm what you were saying. But yeah, continue. My bad.
Sphere actually spinning, right? So they always have to, because that is the mind trick of it. The Earth has to be spinning because the sky is spinning. Always have to do that.
Yeah, duh.
It's the other way around, Owen.
That's how relative motion works.
Yeah.
One or the other is moving.
No, it's the Earth spins that causes the sky to move based on billions of years of friction. I need to make that. It's not the sky spins and therefore the Earth spins. That's just not it.
We have a monkey cat Pat with us.
Ooh, hey, Monkey. What's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Eric E said integration is a fallacy, bro.
It's the integration
Correct. But like one thing that I've never heard brought up, and I just thought about this the other day, is that they can't even invoke a sphere without rotation, right? Like for example, like the mainstream story, which they agree, they kind of can see this is like one of the weakest theories they have, but is that a Mars-sized body hit the Earth, broke it up into a bunch of pieces, and then conveniently just one of those pieces stuck around, and because of gravity, it started moving around the Earth, and it started rotating, and then it coalesced into the moon, into a sphere that became the moon, right?
Yeah, the
Theia
story.
Yeah, so they're claiming that these bodies turned into spheres because over time the rotation coalesces them, and so like if you're claiming that the Earth is that ball, in their story, you actually need it to be spinning. So either way.
Yeah, you already said that like 3 times already.
You said it, but it's not a problem because not only have we measured it, your flat earthers have measured it with a $20,000 gyroscope. So it's not a problem for us. We've measured it.
Oh no, Bob put it.
Rotation.
That was debunked years ago. It was actually like on a lunch tray, and Bob like turned the lunch tray, I think, and so so the measurements just got thrown out. So it's fine. Like flat Earth is still viable.
Well, no, it was the energy of the heavens.
I'm kidding.
It was the energy of the heavens was the excuse.
Yeah.
Yeah, about that.
That God is so powerful.
Either way, though,
that's just if anyone is wondering why didn't I go harder, because I didn't want to talk about that. I don't care about Witt's argument from the law of thermodynamics. What I wanted to do is to get to the Christian God and his derpy views on that. That was kind of my aim. So I was breezing through trying to get to something more to a more interesting conversation. What is that?
I don't know.
Can someone hear it also?
I hear that.
There's a spirit.
Yeah, it sounds like
there's ghosts. There's ghosts.
A spirit whispering sweet nothings.
Yeah, that was like a demon in my ears, spirits whispering bad stuff.
It's Arwyn. He's in the dark world talking to you.
Casting spell on us, because everyone knows Arwyn is a wizard as
His
well
Holiness.
as an elf. So he's a wizard elf.
A wealth.
It's like there's two different portions of it.
Gravitational vortex, right? It's like even the black hole. It's a hole, so it like goes and spins as it goes to the center. So it's like that turbulence aerodynamics effect of like.
Yeah, those were words.
Does he just use big words?
Yes.
Aerodynamics.
Black hole, turbulence, aerodynamic effect. Yeah, that tells
Oh my god.
If I was going to define like a black hole, I don't even know if I would just call it like a negative energy environment or something. I don't even think it would be called like a hole, like in the classic sense of the
you
word.
would start
right?
with Arwyn's brain cavity, right? And it would work, and then you would derive from there.
Yeah, that's where all black holes come from. They just spit out whenever Arwyn sneezes, a new one is formed.
Oh, hey, look who joined us.
Who joined?
Someone took over Dan's slot and is stepping in.
Oh, who's that?
Magnificent.
Good morning, good
hair.
afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be.
Bullshit.
Cece,
Bullshit.
Cece, I am in Uruguay and I don't see Polaris. What do you think about that?
That's bullshit. You don't know where to look.
No, it's not bullshit. Bullshit.
No, so
It's just-
what you need to do is you need to take the ball gag, put it way back in your mouth, and then look,
Ooh.
and then that way it'll change the way your eyes look.
Cece, what does your wife
Are
think?
you sure?
Cece, question: what does your wife think about the your flat Earth hobby?
I'm not allowed to do flat Earth stuff inside the house anymore because the neighbors might hear, so I'm stuck doing it in my car. And I also got a restraining order from that tree last week too, so I can't go in the woods anymore.
Oh,
That's what I wanted to ask you about, Cece. When did you find out that you were dendrophilic? And for those of you who don't know what dendrophilic is, that is the people who are sexually attracted to trees.
Look, all I gotta say is that it's simple. Okay, you just gotta make sure you use enough lube so you don't get a splinter. I mean, it's called a knot for a reason. You just kind of knock those out, and you got a nice little,
Yeah.
It's called morning wood, right? I was getting my morning wood in that video.
I was
That's
wondering
where
what
that comes
meant.
from. No, it
It
all
is.
makes sense now.
100%, yes. Makes
Yes,
a lot
like
of
Cygnus says, tap that maple.
Yes.
That maple.
Yeah. The maple squirts really hard.
Yeah, that
Sorry,
syrup
never
is something,
mind.
huh?
Forming, right?
Disgusting.
That is what that principle is based upon. And it's reasonable
send it
to
to
think
Max.
like that if there was such a thing as gravitation to a central point. Then it would probably kind of work like that. Of course.
Love that Arwyn.
I didn't understand a goddamn word he said.
Well,
it's just not. It was just not. I just to
Derp,
simplify
yeah.
it, not.
Because you're not trying, monkey.
Black holes.
True.
Yeah,
It's a very-
Arwyn is using too much
I
of
don't
his
think
brain
you're
to understand this.
ever gonna get a PhD to debate me about that. I just don't think it's ever gonna happen because I tried to set up the show in the field, and the whole premise is just like that was the name of the song I recorded, and it was like I was gonna talk to experts in their field, and I had plenty of people agreeing to do it. But then what happened was
Oh my
You're
God.
Wittet's lying. He debated PhD, Tony. He's lying.
Yeah. I need to go to the toilet, but now it's okay because we need enough time. What's coming up right now is a little storybook that Wittet is going to read for us. That is called The Myth of How Everyone Ran Away from Wittet. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll be right back. Give it just a moment.
did my first one, and it was that PhD astronomer, and he got cooked. So then what happened was the people that had already agreed, they went back and watched the first episode, and then started watching my other stuff, and then they all backed out.
Yeah, of course they did, because they realized how freaking devastating it would be.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
Credibility if they went ahead.
It's a bummer that they were able to watch it, and you didn't just like withhold it until you got
Yeah.
I know. In hindsight, I should have recorded like 10 episodes and then like released them once a week or something. But what can you do? There's no going back. And I have this issue a lot. Like someone will do like what Shiva did. They won't be that familiar with my stuff. Someone will be like, I challenge you to talk to Witted about whatever. And they'll be like, okay, yeah, no problem. And then they'll like go watch me on MDD or whatever. They'll come back and be like, oh, I'm not going to do it. I'm backing out. Because if you think about it, to be fair, they have everything to lose. And I really don't.
Yeah, they have their assistant.
hold on, sorry. There's one way to basically avoid that from happening, and that is by having all the material, including those interviews, behind the paywall. That really heightens the threshold for them to find out.
Oh, did you like the tale of Witsit? How everyone runs away from him?
Yeah, he also talked about how he should grift. He was also talking about how he should grift because he said he wanted them behind the paywall. So I said grift.
No, that is Arwijn, because Arwijn is so broke he can't even pay attention. But yeah, that is Arwijn just desperate for money. That is just. I mean, yeah, it happens. They're both high-tech hobos, as we love to call them.
They'll be much more inclined to just try it out because they're not going to pay to actually watch what it's like. It's very unlikely they'll do that.
Yeah, maybe so, but then I'm like,
I mean, Arwijn, people with PhDs have money, so.
And they also have life. They're not
Why
going to
not?
pay.
Yeah, they have jobs to do.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you put it under members only, you buy the cheapest membership and you get access to the argument. Arwijn, God bless your holes. He's so smart, isn't he?
I sent you that maple that Cygnus was talking about. I knew I had it somewhere, but I sent it to you, Max.
Roger says, Arwijn used to threaten a paywall a few times. 0 people signed up. Oh. Remember when Arwijn held his own stream hostage?
Oh, what was it? He used to run. I don't know if he still runs it. The Flat Earth Early Bird.
Yeah.
Which was one of the most exciting shows on YouTube.
It was, but he got banned on YouTube because
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. That's what you're talking about, right, Sig?
Said yes. You people are.
You think
sick.
that's sap, but that's just lube.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
That is dirty.
Yeah.
And I feel like I gotta hold on. Put it back up on screen.
Oh, okay.
No.
This already.
That tree has a lore. There's way more than I showed you the PG version, so we'll just let it ride.
Yeah.
No.
Holding out from everyone else seeing it. Yeah. And then I'm a grifter. They'll say.
Oh, I'm a grifter. They say, yeah, you are.
Oh, we do say it.
Right? You just put it behind a paywall, and then like after half a year, you give it out and like premiere.
That's true. Yeah, that's an idea. But it's too late now. I think I had 6 or 7 PhDs. 6 or 7 different PhDs. I had a PhD geologist, another PhD astronomer, a couple PhD astrophysics.
You're so humble.
PhD in physics. All these people had agreed to dates and everything. And I thought about releasing these emails.
PhD geology, and then figure.
I was just going to debunk the age of the Earth thing.
It's completely.
Yeah, he was just going to debunk him.
Oh, please enlighten us as to how you're going to debunk the mere presence of lead, which just that invalidates the biblical narrative, which it gets it.
Because there's too much of a margin of error, and he's only talking about carbon, not any other elements that are half-life. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh, and don't get me started on the problems with carbon dating. Oh, God.
Oh, God. Yeah, I've debunked that. That is... You're just assuming you're reifying the model, bro. Roger, welcome. How are you?
Hi,
Hey, Roger.
I'm good. Sorry, I would have joined sooner, but I had some stuff I had to do. It's been fun, though. I've been listening. Hi. It's been fun. I've been listening.
Yeah.
Do they have any of these in Canada? There's one right down the road from me. I'm surprised it hasn't gone out of service yet.
What is it? Toys R Us?
Well, it does look like it. It does look like it.
I messed up.
I can't tell.
It's Witsit's Copium RS.
Oh,
I thought it was a toy.
Yeah, that's right. They just opened one in Hobotown, Vancouver.
One second.
Justin Johnson has been promoting it. There it is. Yeah. It's a good place. There's things for every occasion. I mean, moon landing, of course. Flat Earth is like half the store. But they've got some new stuff on dark energy, dark matter. That's been seasonal though. So, but I love it. They've really got a lot. They've got a lot in there.
Yeah.
And you
I
spend
really wish
hours in
that
there.
scientists would discover what dark matter and dark energy was, so we can just end this song and this part of the grift. I'm just really hoping.
That is going to be fun. They also sell dark chocolate at Witsit.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's where that's where JJ gets all of his flat Earth T-shirts and all of his flat Earth, trinkets. That's where he goes.
So when they're sad that they lost the debate, they need a little bit of dark chocolate and they get the neurotransmitters back.
Yeah, JJ basically everything. Basically everything JJ ascertains, it's from that store.
Yeah. But Witsit doesn't play around with. Wait, no, sorry, JJ doesn't play around with Witsit. That's kind of the information.
Yeah,
I mean,
they
geology's technically
they hate
not
him
even
so
science.
much.
Yeah.
Maybe more than the Globers actually. Like, I mean, I think he's just kind of our like fun plaything because he's just boring and tired, and this channel's dying. And that was funny when you said you get more people watching your show, and he was like, "No, you don't, even bro." And then he was like, "Even if you do," so then he like went back on it. It was so funny.
Backtrack immediately.
Yeah, of course.
It's a total waste.
Way to kind of pressure them, release the emails, tag them in it on Twitter, on X or whatever.
I thought about that. Yeah, I try to actually have a lot of nobility with stuff like that. Like,
oh my God, nobility!
So humble.
That's a new. I don't
Is
think.
he-
That's it. That's
Is
new.
he a fucking knight or something now? Like
Yes.
The Black Knight from Monty Python. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's only a flesh wound.
You can apply that, right? Exactly. You can apply that to basically every Flurf stream since TFE. Oh God, it's just so funny.
I am so humble and noble and Lear the Adept and great at maths. Dude, this guy is so good. So good.
I wouldn't have released the personal message.
Sorry, go ahead.
I'm still pissed off that he hasn't won top left because I'm still angry at the fact that he didn't win top left because he was just.
But he's so good that he's not good enough to win top left. That's kind of the joke.
I wonder, was it though? Didn't we take him out? I know that he didn't get like a felony or anything for spitting in his wife's face humbly. But didn't we take him out of the running, or was that another bad?
I don't remember.
No, he just didn't get. Fatso just got more votes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He was he's so good that he couldn't win top left. That is the ultimate clapback.
Like, I think it could have been Harnold, but it was someone that agreed with me way back that he wins by default just because he denied his own eyes. But
that's why I'm saying he should have won.
Yeah, if that wasn't like a factor, right? Like, say Witsit just didn't go to Antarctica and he still denied it, whatever, he would have been boring. But I think Saab, for all of all of King Midas's silver and all of the gold that you can find at the bottom of the Dead Sea or whatever, I'm sure that Saab is the best candidate. That guy is a
especially
bowl
for
full of
his
nonsense.
quote about like how I think it was him or someone else. The heart doesn't pump blood around the body, and humans don't need oxygen.
Yes. Yeah. I think a very strong candidate for top left 2025 or 26, whenever is the next one.
If he wasn't just like publicly lying about me, right? Like, he like forced me to do that. But like, normally I don't release private conversations.
You mean lying like you don't know who I am when you hear my voice? You mean lying like that? No, I don't. I wouldn't think you would mean that, right?
So yeah, I try to like, kind of show some integrity there.
Yeah, I mean, you're not
somebody's,
attacking them though,
you're
right?
lying.
So can we add to nobility and integrity to the character sheet of our Witsit RPG game?
I've only heard Arwijn fanboy like this for Owen
my
Benjamin.
God.
This is fucking great.
Yes, I told you this was awesome.
Who put this? Did you get this, Matt?
BFFs now. Didn't you see the thumbnail? How were holding hands and trotting in the fields?
I loved the thumbnail. I meant to tell you that.
I think I'm gonna take that and remix it with. I want him to have sort of a noble presence and
that would be
skipping
cool.
across the prairie. Yeah,
I've heard
Do you want
him
the-
go
hold
on
on,
20
I'll
minutes.
send you the image.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine.
I've heard Arwijn go on 20-minute tangents about how much he hates Witsit and the Etherites, as you would call them.
Oh yeah.
Hey, CK's a bro now. There we go.
There it is.
Welcome
Yeah.
to the party. Got her hat backwards. She
There
probably
we
got dip in her bottom lip with a spit cup next to her. Yeah.
What? No.
Then I mean, you got it.
Yeah, I get the nobility.
It's gross.
Characteristic you want to uphold, but I don't think it would be breaking that code. Just putting pressure on the talk. Just you're not attacking them. You're not putting out any embarrassing things. Just stating, hey, what happened? Look how many people would love for this combo to go down. Type of thing.
Yeah, I got to figure out a way, and then I don't want to get into it right now, but maybe have some issues with MDV. So I'm thinking about.
Oh,
He has some issues with MDT.
See, that's what I told you. He thinks it's a debate.
He wants in this so bad. He wants people to go out and shame Shiva into saying, you agreed he could be on it, now he can't be on it, blah, 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 blah. He wants his whole army to do the same thing that, what he did for InfoWars, in the sense that shame Harrison, tag him, say Witsit over and over again, and he thinks it's a winning thing. He thinks Shiva's going to reward him, just like Stone thinks he's going to reward him, as saying, here's the experiment we want to do, which he hasn't said what it is. Supposedly it's a Rumble video. And this is what we'll accept, as opposed to, no, this is supposed to be, come with your ideas, sit around the table, and we agree upon something.
Right, but like the final experiment. But Witsit is desperate to participate while also moving away from that, which is the funniest thing.
I can't wait to see this experiment.
Real Sickness says, Stone, OMG. Yeah, that guy needs to be deported from my country ASAP. He's bringing down the collective IQ of the country.
I can't
Creating
wait to
my
see
own
people do these experiments.
debate platform and hosting debates where they're actually run correctly, which basically exists nowhere. And
exists nowhere. Yes, pretty
Also,
exciting.
Is it going to be like Oakley's debate platform?
Yes. Pretty excited to have the greatest debater of all time start a debate platform to be handled correctly.
Right, and teach us how to handle a debate correctly.
Yeah. Yeah. He tried to tell me that I didn't know how to debate. Wasn't that cute?
Yeah.
maybe that will help. If I'm able to just set up some debates that have no flat earthers in them too, right? Just a couple professionals. And then maybe they'd be like, oh, well, look, my colleague did this and it went well. I don't really know. I got to think of some type of way to put it back in the bottle in a way,
It's not going back in the bottle with it. You lost. Give it. It's over. You just haven't realized yet, because you have a little bit of a delay between reality and your brain. But you can try. You can try. We'll
we
be
call
there.
that latency.
If you start a debate channel with it, we'll be there. We'll support.
Oh, I'll definitely be there.
We'll lend you a hand.
Hopefully, the same guy that did Derp's app can, have some free time and implement all the security features and stuff for what's
Yes. Yeah, that was amazing. $20,000 on security features he could have used for free with Google Authentication Library.
Yeah, could have done.
$20,000.
Yeah, you could have done the security in an actual copybook with pen and paper.
The one that really pissed me off was when I found out the passwords weren't hashed, because that's basic first 2 weeks of web security course at uni, because passwords have to be hashed.
I mean, I am not even in web security, and I know that.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's even just common knowledge.
Even a filthy South American.
Yeah. Barefoot South American. Yeah. Shaking, dancing samba and drinking coconuts. That's
right.
That's just the thing.
Anyway, so I guess I'm about to stream the next day or two. I'm having to finish set stuff up. And then I was going to cover the Charlie.
Did anyone catch me losing my mind over, like, oh my God, you live with your mom?
Yes. Yes. And then he has two phones. He has two phones, and I think Max has previously covered maybe why Whitson has two phones.
I think they told you to drop the meta.
I think Max has talked about like how he looks on stream, the jitters. I think Max has covered that, so I'll leave that to everyone else's interpretation as to why he has two phones, or more than two phones.
Honest people don't have two phones. You can do everything with one. Just saying.
I've never had a reason to have two phones. I don't understand
No
why
one.
people like Mikey Smith, Austin Whitsitt, why they have two phones.
It's a drug deal. If you're a drug dealer, you need two phones. Yeah.
No one in the right side of the law has two phones.
I don't think that's Mikey Smith's reason. I really believe that he got two phones, either because he got a free one and he uses one to stream, and then he thinks he needs one to call. Like, I just think he's a little tech illiterate, Dan.
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
Nowadays, you can just get two SEMs, right? Can't you just get two SEMs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And as somebody
No,
who's
but
in tech,
it won't matter because each phone still has its own IMEI number, IMEI number, so that will be the same even over the two SIMs.
but you can get an app. You can get a Google Voice number. You can get a WhatsApp number or whatever. There's other ways around it. But as someone who's in tech, who deals with cell phones, who deals with all this other shit, watching Mikey with his phone is the most triggering thing.
Oh my God! Yeah.
On a daily basis for me, like I literally have to just fast forward because it's Jesus Christ.
It's like with like the glasses.
Like every bit of sarcasm is completely lost on Mikey too. He doesn't really, even if you joke with him, he just completely misinterpret. Even if you don't joke with him, he'll think that you're being a dick. Like if you compliment him or something. Like I've seen him ban people on a number of occasions for something that was totally reasonable. So,
well, I get banned for calling him a punchline.
I think he banned like 400 people. So
that's why I was on my burner account, because if I get banned, I still have my main account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just pull up his DMs, Shiva's DMs, go through them so we can clip it out, and I'm just gonna get everyone to go just pile in his comment sections. So on YouTube and on X, just pile in there saying you're scared to have Whitsitt on there, have Whitsitt on there, why are you lying, whatever. To where if enough public pressure happens, because in my opinion, I have some experience with narcissists, we'll say.
I've lived with a narcissist my whole life.
I like how you use the word experience, like he has any and anything.
Yes. I know him. He is me.
People throw that term around a lot, but I think he is a narcissist. So he may not be full blown MPD, but he's got some of the characteristics. The thing is that if there's any shaming or anything to do with his public image, that's how you get them to react. That's all they care about. So I think we can still get him to put me on the panel. I think we need to have somebody that's going to be able to really present the flat Earth measurements and really be able to quick.
What flat Earth measurements? Which flat Earth measurements are we talking about?
You mean the globe measurements? The globe measurements?
Thank you. Okay. I want to make sure. Okay, yeah, thank you. That's what I thought.
That's an oxymoron.
Oh my God, he's really planning.
That's a misnomer. Flat Earth measurements is a misnomer.
And Whitsitt is going to just sit there and say, "Oh yeah, you're measuring Earth flat because you can get angles from a curve." He's going down
Max,
like Oakley in real life. That is funny as hell.
But Max, it gets better because remember when I read it? Hold on, I got to find it now. It was you have to present a mathematical model to identify your predictions. So you can't just show a meme and say we see too far.
Right.
Yeah, it's not
globe skepticism.
I mean, he thinks
that's all they can do is globe skepticism. They can't. They don't. That's all they do is just attempted globe bashing because they don't have a model that can. Because like their model for day and night contradicts the model for the seasons, which contradicts another model. But they cannot come up with a coherent model that explains all phenomena simultaneously. So they don't have a model. They have one model for each phenomena they want to explain. And then when they want to explain another phenomenon, it's a completely different model that is incoherent or incongruent with the one that they presented before.
That is, and Witted is the champion of saying we don't have a model.
Well, now they have the
Falsification is
simulation.
independent of replacement, he likes to say.
But
the simulation model.
No, that's a different tribe. Witted doesn't
Well,
do that.
he doesn't do that, yeah.
No, he's the ether.
They're in different tribes.
From the ether derpologists.
He likes to say that falsification is independent of replacement.
Yes, that's what he tried to do today. He doesn't want to present his own. It's the same tactic that Andrew Wilson uses and some other people like Daniel Pikachu. Let me welcome the man, the legend, Mr. Isa. Hello.
Hello, Isa.
Hey, Isa.
Hey, Isa.
What's going on, buddy?
All right.
Hello.
How you doing, man?
Good.
You know what I was just doing right now? I was watching Muslim Lantern versus Andrew Wilson.
Oh,
Go ahead.
We can watch that sometime.
We should.
Later if you want.
How is it so far? How is it, Isa?
Oh my God, it's a mess.
Andrew Wilson is a way better debater than Muslim Lantern. Muslim Lantern is so dishonest; it's unbelievable. Like,
I think
Andrew Wilson actually understands debating. Like, Andrew Wilson says to him, he's like, "It doesn't matter what my position is. You have to defend your position."
Sorry, Isa, what's the title? What are we actually debating?
It's about child intimate relations.
Child marriage. Basically the Aisha objection.
Yeah. But it's really about child intimate relations. That's the key. It's not really about like if someone married someone, they don't do anything with that person. That's not the problem. The problem is the intimate relations. So it was just like I was surprised. I'm like, Andrew Wilson looks like an amazing debater in this debate. Like, because Muslim Lantern is such a horrible debater. It's unbelievable. I'm like, it was so bad. He was just like, I want you to know that look how bad Christianity is. Christianity is such a bad religion. Look at these problems. I'm like, it doesn't matter, dude. You're supposed.
It's funny, man. That's why we get so frustrated with flat earthers, Isa, is because they do exactly what you're describing. We'll come in and they'll just say, well, this is the problem with the globe. And it's like, no, like we can start from a neutral position, like just like Christianity and Islam, and say, support your position. We have support for the globe. We'll show you this. You're going to say, nah. Now it's time for you to show your position of flat earth. And they just want to talk. They just wanted to talk about everything but the flat earth because they don't have measurements. And it's sort of kind of a similar, sounds like a similar way to attack a debate.
The problem is that Muslim Lantern is horrible, and Andrew, the only thing he did was the same thing that he did to Matt Dillahunty, was use just a shock tactic to try and get out of the debate, and the other dummy just fell hook, line, and sphincter.
I mean, Muslim Lantern, I know I don't know much about him, but I know that Professor Dave once commented on him, and because he's a creationist, and he really.
Yeah, you have they are Salafi, Wahhabi, they have to be. But yeah, we can arrange Isa to view that. Right now, if you're catching you up, I went and I had a little bit of a chat with Witsit, smacked him around a bit, and then we're reviewing this video of Witsit and his new biggest fan, Arwijn, the guy that we were talking about the other day. So it has been great.
Point out the fallacious presuppositions in whatever they present. I don't know who's on the panel. It's like I know one person that's participating, and he's like, I don't even know who else is on there. So they're not even telling the flat earthers who all else is in there. So I feel like we're getting set up. You know what I'm saying?
You're not telling anybody who's on there because he's going to make an announcement on it.
Right.
Hey, Max, your audio is. I don't know if it's something changed with your mic, but is it just me or can anyone else have any trouble hearing?
Yeah, no, you got quiet real quick.
Yeah, I got quite quiet. Yeah.
Hold on.
Oh, no. Now it sounds good.
Now?
Yeah, much better.
Every time we talk to you, it's a setup because you're the ones that are factually incorrect. So it's not hard. When we say hi, it's already a setup. Just deal with it.
But like,
that's the only reason I agreed to do it in the first place. Same thing with 20.
Sorry, Dan.
But it's like Shiva's the one who's putting this together. If he wants to release it and his timeline, that's up to him. It's up to him to say who's going to be on it and who's not.
Who's Shiva? Is he a global? I don't.
Yeah. He's a scientist.
Same thing with the final experiment or whatever. I'm like, well, if I don't go,
or whatever.
Yeah. Bex, do you follow a lot of flat Earth stuff?
A bit.
Shiva,
yeah. I don't like watch. I won't watch a flat earthers video directly, very rarely. But like I follow like MC Turn and a lot. Of stuff.
Just to give you like the 20 seconds on Shiva, so in case people in the audience don't know too, Shiva went on with Professor Dave. Dave does a million interviews. One of them was with Shiva, and Shiva basically challenged him to get a bunch of his flat Earth cronies, and he'll get his science cronies or friends, and we'll all come together and we'll meet. And that date's since passed. This happened a ways back, not hardly a year ago, but and they were going to come together. And I think Dan's actually probably got something to say about the matter. But Dan's supposedly helping out with the globe side kind of arguments and maybe coming to the table. But basically, Shiva and Dave were going to get together, Flat Earth Dave, and basically hash it out, and let's put together an experiment that both of us can agree on, and then we'll accept the experiment results. And so I think that's what they're talking about.
I saw that part with them agreeing to. I can't. If they do the experiment, I can't wait to see it because that's. So I can't wait to see the flat earthers coming up with an experiment because that's going to be fucking hilarious.
So it was supposed to be June. Nothing happened. It was extended to July. Nothing happened. They finally got around to getting it together for September. And the reason why they wanted to do it in June, July, and August is because MIT professors are out of school. They're at summer break. They have time to do this stuff. So that was the whole point of it. So now that it's September, now that they brought it around, now it's going to be November when we get around to doing this. And yeah, you know what? I know of 2 people who are on it. I'm on it. I'm on it because Astronomy Live was supposed to be on it. He's not able to make it. And he gave me a glowing recommendation to be put on it. And Shiva's administrative assistant reached out to me after getting my information from Astronomy Live. And I said, sure, I'll put on it. Gave him my bio. They came back and said, yep, you're confirmed. So there you go. I'm on it.
I really want to see the flat earthers experiment proposal because that's.
So I don't know what the rules are going to be, but I'm going to be recording the call at least, if not streaming it.
Just in case. That's always a good practice.
Yeah.
Other flat earthers are still going to go. So it's like I took one for the team, kind of is how it felt. And I feel like I have to do that with.
No, they weren't going to go. They all bitched out.
That's what she said.
I mean, they all bitched out. Nathan Oakley bitched. Derek Bay obviously bitched.
Yeah.
They all bitched out. No one else is going to go.
But he took one for the team. He spent money he didn't have on a free trip to Antarctica. He spent a lot of money, you guys.
This, where at least I can feel like, well, we'll have someone that, in my opinion, accurately represents our position. Of course, everyone won't be happy, right? Those silly people that say I don't do it good enough, but anyway, so I don't know. I'll try to figure it out. I'm just going to try to publicly pressure him.
Icy's being was too slow, and I beat him to it. Do we think that we need to change the thumbnail to this?
Oh, that's beautiful.
You know him with it being so knightly.
Noble.
Yeah.
Well, in my image, Arwijn has a third hand, and that it could be. I mean, I don't know that he doesn't have a third hand.
Is that what he's stroking ego, the Nitwit's ego with? Is the third hand?
That's my point.
No. I would argue that the clothes on Arwijn are just a little too clean.
I was gonna say they're a little bit too nice. They
Wait,
need to be
okay.
holy. If there was like a sweater with holy elbows or the same
Yes,
dirty
okay,
shirt.
okay.
And Cheerio
Let's see on
dust.
the
Yes.
I mean,
Put
Cheeto
it this
dust.
way: if you can get the shirt like it needs Jesus, you're in there. You're right there.
Oh boy.
He
Oh
also
my
loves
God.
his holographic sun pendant that he wears around his neck or whatever.
You all need Jesus.
Y'all need
You
Jesus.
all
Yes.
need
Y'all.
to adapt
When,
to the given that Arwyn was right.
That's right.
Yeah. If you're from
When
Canada,
I-
so y'all need Jesus A, right?
When I
But,
went on
yeah.
today to Earth Awakenings, Witty was making parallelisms between the movie The Matrix and the Bible. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, I mean,
And
I
that
had
was-
to watch The Matrix once. It was and compare it to a Christian and talk. I did that at Christian studies when I went to school as well. I didn't enjoy it because I didn't enjoy The Matrix, and the teacher was talking.
I thought about starting off talking with Witted by telling him it's a great thing that you are now an ally and support the work of trans people. But I thought that would have got me kicked out so fast.
Yeah, if I knew that was the case, I would have told that to my teacher because I knew he wasn't a fan of the trans community. So I would have. But
every time they bring up The Matrix, just tell them, I love that you support trans people works and that kind of stuff. It will throw them for a loop.
Yeah, tell them that. Crack open a beer and wait for the fallout.
Yes.
Ask everyone to jump in his replies, I guess.
Yeah, when is the deadline that they initially came up with? It was in October or November, right? And then
so the event's supposed to happen in November, but the deadline was like September, or the one that I saw in the email was like September 18th or something, or maybe even 20th, I don't know. But he was sending me messages after that. So like, it's just so goofy, bro. I reached out.
It's so goofy, bro. Okay,
Bro.
I think we have the final version. Which one do you like more, the left or the right?
Oh, dude, left. That one for sure.
That is perfect. Or this one.
Yeah, the clothes are spot on.
Yep.
Which
I'm
one?
working
One
on the
or two
faces.
in the chat.
So that's one. That's
No,
one, right?
this is
Okay. I think I like how happy Arwen looks in
This
the
is
first
number
one.
2. I think.
Well, then it's not real.
I
Right.
think this one he has a shirt, and I don't think Arwen owns a shirt, so this
He has
one
one.
might actually be better.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
Yeah,
think this is
that's
the one.
probably better.
And you could argue that if he looks happy, just tell people Witsit promised them a croissant, and that's where they're going.
That's true.
His monthly croissant.
Arwen smiles when it comes to pastries. All right, I'll fix this right away. Give me just a moment.
I said, count me in. He said, okay, cool. And then 4 days later, he sends me a list of like, he needs my name, social media, all this stuff that's publicly available. I didn't see that at the time. I had like a death in the family.
Oh my God! Stop whining. Just give it to him. If it's
Doesn't matter if it's
publicly
available. Who cares?
Just
Give it to
collect
him.
the links and give it to them. I mean, the government has all your information, but you still have to fill out the form when you're going to get a license, dude. What
Yeah, like if I have to get an ID, I have to write my name. I don't walk up to the clerk and go, "Can I have your name?" You already have it.
Yeah. Don't you know who I am?
Yeah.
We had to drive like
Who's
6
in
hours
charge
to a
around
funeral,
here?
and then
Sorry, what?
Who's in charge around here? Somebody tell them who I am.
I'm with it, yo.
Yeah.
I had to drive 11 hours to make another visit. Right after that, so I was just
11 hours to make another visit with it. Who are you visiting that far away?
The straw man?
That is sus. That is sus.
busy and didn't see it. But anyway, I had already agreed. I go back and look, and he sends that list. It's I guess he's forwarding it from his Heather, so his secretary or something. And then he sends me another message, and it says, "Oh, I had forgotten you already confirmed." So, like in our own messages, he's sitting there acknowledging, like from his secretary, "Oh, Never mind. I just sent you that on accident because I'm sending it to everybody, but I forgot you had already confirmed.
I forgot to confirm. No, because people with it, people don't forget. He has such a high IQ that he doesn't relate to the concept of forgetting stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's what's happening here.
It wraps around.
And then he jumps on X claiming that I chickened out because I saw that Dave wasn't doing it. I didn't even know anything about if Dave was doing it or not doing it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know anything about that. So
yeah, I saw it was such a projection. Me was saying that you weren't responding and you were chickening out, but in reality, he had done nothing even to that deadline, that first deadline that they came up with, and that's why Mana Stone was like calling him out, like, "Hey, what's going on? There are no parameters set, and you have no plans in place." And then so he just like goes full blown opposite and projects like everyone else is not responding and not doing what they need to. It's just crazy.
I think the projection is happening, but somewhere else.
Yeah.
Somewhere else. I don't know where it's coming from. I think it's the smell of projection and narcissism. Where could that be from?
So weird that they do that too. They always say globe is projecting, but they're actually projecting about the projection.
Every time. Every single time.
And then
by the way, why does he?
It's crazy.
He needs my stuff before. What does it even like? Okay, if I say okay, count me in confirmed, and it doesn't happen till November, the fact he hasn't gotten a written bio from me or how is that even relevant? It's in November, so like I agreed. You're going.
Wait it. In the world of adult people, we do this thing that is called being prepared. So, for example, when we know we have to do something, we don't leave everything for last minute and then just give up and let things play out as they may happen, like you did with your trip to Antarctica.
Max, that comment about not doing things last minute as a uni student, that was not cool, man.
Yeah, I mean,
no, it's not cool.
You can prepare, you can take your time and be ready, like Boy Scouts learn when they're kiddies with it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure if I was ever to go to Antarctica, I would probably prepare myself, because that's a pretty big trip. It's not like you're just, taking a small vacation. But no.
Wasn't Whitset just planning to buy a gyro compass in Punta Rex?
Well, he was able to bring a vape by accident.
Oh, by
accident. Forgot was in his bag.
Cigarettes. He prepared the essentials.
Hey, at least Jaron brought a blunt though. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, I think Jaron is the first person to smoke weed in Antarctica.
He might be. Like, that's pretty epic.
Could be.
Oh my. What are these hallucinations? Wait, no, this is too much. What the hell?
That was what I was saying, dude.
No.
The third hand. Yeah.
That's not how that
Why?
Come on,
no,
AI.
I didn't need this image in my head today.
I think I have a fun one, though, I can share with you. This
right,
one looks
we'll play a little bit more, and then we'll be on our way, because Toon is coming right up, so
let's go.
Hang out there.
I'm claiming none of the big flat earthers will do it. They're all scared. You didn't actually ever reach out to me. I reached out to you and said, count me in. You said, okay, cool, you're in. And even agreed to have another conversation with me and said, I'll be in touch. I'm like, okay, cool. I kept an eye out for the email for that day and kind of into the next day. Didn't email me for 5 days, and I just didn't see it at that point. And then I saw everything at once. My point is, like, none of it makes any sense. It seemed clear to me he actually doesn't want me on there.
Oh, yeah, bro. That is because you're the best. No one wants you there because you will destroy the globe, and then Flat Earth will be the mainstream.
Yeah,
Everyone
he's going to
realize.
He's going to take away cosmology. He's going to take away whatever else he said in that
video. And the biggest thing that is going to happen is that the world will chant, all of us united will chant, with it.
he wants Dave on there. He seems to think that he can trap Dave real well. He doesn't want like me or Alan or Shane. Like, there's certain people he doesn't want on there. And I think that's all it really is, right? It's like he can't publicly say, oh, well, we don't want Whitted on the panel, so he has to just pretend that I backed out. Because think about this, even on his face, if he's
for him,
yeah, exactly. And if
wait, did you hear like in passing the little quickie? Hold on, action replay.
Even on his face, so he has to just pretend that I backed out. Because think about this, even on his face, if he's
for him,
yeah.
You're a little bit too astute for him, said Arwijn.
It was really hard to hear Arwijn with Austin's dick in his mouth.
Oh my, yes. Arwijn, we don't generally speak with our mouths full. That's why it came out incorrectly. But fortunately, we have a team of translators and audio engineers that cleaned out for us. And yes, Arwijn did effectively say, because you are too astute. So that's one more that we need to add to Witzit's character sheet.
I bet his
right in the bio for him.
I bet his own Benjamin
If he's
Pillow
not going to
got a
send it a bio
workout
for the
that night.
experiment, why doesn't one of us just write it for him and just send that in?
Hold on, Specs. Go ahead, Roger.
Said I bet his own Benjamin Pillow got a good workout that night.
Yes. Oh boy. Crafty.
He's also Unitarian or whatever it is. Unitarian. Not a Trinitarian. He said that. Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah, he's Unitarian. Yeah, he's Unitarian. Yeah.
Interesting.
He even said it to PhD Tony. Yeah.
Hashtag heretic as fuck, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And if he's saying Witsit chickened out, oh, it's like, okay, here I am publicly saying that I didn't, so problem solved, right? That should be problem solved. Okay, well then never mind. He's on the panel. He didn't chicken out, but he's not doing that. He's just still saying that I'm not on the panel. So it's just also stupid. But anyway, I guess there's the update on the drama. I'm setting up my stream, and then I'm gonna probably do a little video, show the DMs, and trying to get everyone to pressure him because he does have a pretty big platform.
Oh, what's it calling on his band of derplings? Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Like, please get me on here. We can take over the world, bro.
Wah. Shut the fuck
One
up.
fallacy at a time.
Yeah.
And if there are MIT students going to be on this Zoom call presenting it, it does have some potential to kind of go viral in a few ways. You know, so.
I hope it does.
And I will be named Supreme Overlord of the world, and all the children will yell.
I hope they're all over the age of 18.
Yeah, no shit.
Every time Witsit speaks, a straw man gets his wings.
Oh my god, yes.
Or catches fire.
That too.
Both. Yeah.
Both at the same time, yeah.
Flying, burning strawman.
It turns into a phoenix.
Oh boy. So this goes on for 1 hour. That's when the point I kind of stopped scheming through, basically just checking, okay, the conversation continues. I know that this goes on for 1 hour and it's kind of on the same level. I stopped at 30 minutes, but we're close to soon starting. So let's do some final thoughts. And now that Witsit is going on more on Earth Awakenings, we might get more of me annoying him to death.
Yeah.
The derp is
funny as hell.
The derp is
next time just play
right
etheric. Like if you don't actually want to debate him one day, just walk in and play etherically displaced at full volume.
Nah. Wait, what happened with my stage? Where? Sorry. There we go. All right, let's do final thoughts. We can start with you, Specs, and then
all right. So final thoughts. Wow. I mean, so we confirm that Witsit is going to be involved in the Flat Earth experiment, provided that the rest of them can get it together.
Yes.
Witsit moaned and cried. Arwijn helped him. This was wow. This was really something. I mean, Max's debate with Witsit was hilarious. And yeah, that's pretty much what happened. See you, everyone. Have a good one. I'll see you over at Toons.
All right. Roger, final thoughts. Did you ever think this would be possible? This match made in heaven. They're made for each other.
No, actually, I would have always thought that if he got Whitsitt on a panel, that he would at least challenge some of his ideas. I mean, he talks a big game on his show, talks a lot of mad shit about Whitsitt, but he seemed to turn into putty when the team with George Michael showed up.
Oh yeah, he saw the cock dangling and was like, I'm so thirsty.
Nom 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 nom.
Nom, 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 nom.
It's like Mikey with the Slim Jims.
Yeah. Dan, final thoughts. How likely is Whitsitt to participate in this?
Part of me is I'm conflicted, to be honest, because part of me wants him to be on it because he's a flat earther that obviously some people still look up to. The other part of me is like, why should you reward bad behavior?
That is true.
And the other part of me, I think this wins out, is the fact that he says he saw a 24-hour sun, but he still hasn't provided any sort of mechanism of what that is or anything else. I think the hardest issue we're going to have with this panel is going to be agreeing upon the methodology and experiments, because if you get any astute, flat earthers who are going to want to not fall into any quote unquote traps, as they call them, or what we call like real science, then it's going to be like a lot of arguments back and forth and a lot of everything else. And I'm not sure Dr. Shiva knows what he's getting into. But like I said, I'm privileged to be on it. I thank Astronomy Live for his recommendation, and I wholeheartedly accept the privilege, and I can't wait to be on it and see where it goes. So.
Oh yeah,
I will be
for you.
I will be recording it and or streaming it both. So, yeah,
you got
be
it.
on the lookout.
We are all super excited for you. I think it's going to be funny as hell. So can't wait. Real quick. Says, I don't even know you, bro. That is true. Yes.
There was something in the email specifically about the candidates had to have knowledge of the scientific method, basic math, and decorum and interactions. That last one's going to be rough.
That is going to be rough. I mean, just in case, take your speed shield so that you might not get any splatter on you.
Mm-hmm. Good point.
I'm just wondering how many times the mute button's going to be hit for like the entire row.
Oh yeah. NetTube user said, my personal final thoughts, the whole audio meeting was just an echo chamber of pseudo-intellectual masturbation by frustrated narcissists. Very
astute.
Monkey cat pat pat.
What NetTube user just said. But yeah, I look forward to it. But yeah, I don't got much.
Perfect. Icy Spin.
Thanks for having me on. It's been fun chatting. Whitsitt it's just sad. It's just sad that he denied his own eyes and he just wants to move on, and we shouldn't let him. So
yep.
Anyways,
Thank
that's
you
all
so
I have to
much.
say.
You got it. Peter Markley says, all these flirts clamoring to participate, not realizing that actual science is by definition a trap, dead end for denialism. It's just like TFE. If they do it, it will expose their irrationality. Yeah, there's so much nah that you can say until you look like a fucking moron. Billy, final thoughts.
Well, it was good to see everybody. And Max, good job again. And
thank you.
PhD Tony is still at it with Whitsitt. I checked. I wonder how long it's gonna keep going. But and also Whitsitt and the flat earthers, you guys are not thinking outside of the box. You guys are just denying the box exists.
Yeah,
that's what you guys do. That's all you can do.
Very good description. And now the best, the humblest, the bro of all bros, CK.
All right. Well, thanks for having us on. And I just want to say Whitsitt humbly lost the debate against you, Max. And the Arwijn Whitsitt matchup is hilarious. But I mean, like Billy and Peter Markley and NetTube users said, I mean, it's the same thing over and over again,
The same thing over and over.
It's just crying all the time.
Indeed. And then
Love
we
you,
have
bro.
Love you, bro. The broest of all bros. And then Isa, well, tomorrow we have a debate between, tomorrow is going to be good because it is Jasmine Jafar, porn star, lawyer, doesn't fit in their box, makes them lose their shit against Taylor. So the topic is feminism on trial. That is surely going to be fun. Jasmine Jafar is really cool. She makes some very decent arguments. And she gets discounted because she does OnlyFans with her actual couple. Right? So that is always interesting because she doesn't fit in their box. And then with Isa, we have planned, because the next scheduled debate is October 10th. So we have planned going over that debate where we have a very different opinion on how that went between Andrew Wilson and Muslim Lantern. It's bad, but it's bad for all different kinds of reasons. And Isa and I see that very differently. He sees that as an absolute Andrew Wilson win. I see that Andrew Wilson won, but it's a disgrace to have to do it like that. It's very analogous to the whole Matt Dillahunty and Wilson at the VadeCon, where he started to own like a trans rant and so on. It's overall very shitty, to be perfectly honest. We didn't do an intro today because I jumped right into the Discord conversation. So make sure that if you're here, before we send you over to Toon to do the social thing, is like, share, subscribe, send it to a friend, send this to your significant other, go to the corner, yes, the corner of your street, and just subscribe to Shadow Amante Talks. And if you want to let Witsit know how this interaction today went, I wouldn't be opposed to that, but only if you want to. I'm not ordering you to do anything. We're going to wrap it up, send it over to Toon. Thank you, everyone who was here. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Take care. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.